right? To San Francisco, and then they go home. That'd be tough. We're talking about a bubble.
Do you think we're going to see ever?
But don't those teams then go to? It wouldn't be 78 games unless, at some point the Dodgers would have to go to Chicago, right? I think it would be double those number of games.
Yeah. Do you think there's ever going to be a time where we're at less than 162?
I think so.
You do?
I do. Expanded playoffs? They're thinking of expanding the playoffs. That it would have to start earlier than,
Yeah, we
October
can't be playing
1.
in mid-November.
No, you can't. So
right.
you're going to have to take something out of the regular season in order to play more playoff games. So that'll have to be fewer than 162. Certainly, if it brings in more revenue. And Turner went ahead and,
as we've seen, that's all that matters.
Gave him $1 billion
to these guys,
right? I want to thank today's guests, Evan Drellick, Ian Rappaport, Kyle Brent. That was a lot of fun. And Howard Beck. We're on NBCSN tomorrow for all 3 hours. George Lopez will be joining us on our program.
Fantastic.
That's and then we're efforting. We'll be efforting some more here on the Rich Eisen Show. Our poll question final results over there. Christopher, what do you got for me?
Oh, man.
You weren't ready.
See, I was not ready.
I just threw you.
Wedding crashers are old school, guys. 54.5% old school.
Okay.
And sports figure you'd wish on social media. Peyton Manning, 47%.
Well, he says it's not going to happen. We'll try our best, though. That'll wrap it up for this edition of the Rich Eisen Show. We hope wherever you are happy and you are healthy. And you'll be calling us, tweeting us, Instagramming with us, and YouTubing with us, and SiriusXMing with us tomorrow.
Are you ready? Songs that define the 80s. Let's go! From big stars to big beats. Even big hair. They're all hits, but there can only be one. Number one. Billboard's Top 500 Songs of the 80s. Extended by popular demand. Listen now through June 29th. Channel 32. Or listen at home with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
The wait is finally over. Basketball is back.
22 teams, the magical 22, are heading down to Orlando.
They had to find a way to build this to come to an agreement. I think an amazing job by the NBA.
For coast-to-coast coverage of the return of basketball, including expert analysis and play-by-play, tune to NBA Radio, Sirius 207, XM86, and listen at home with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
At Sure Payroll, small business is our business. We started 20 years ago with a mission to serve America's small businesses, and that mission is even more critical in these uncertain times. Whatever your situation, help is here, and we've updated our product to support you in taking advantage of the economic relief on offer from the CARES Act and the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. With Sure Payroll, free up your time and get peace of mind that payroll is handled. It's payroll so easy, you can set it up and do it yourself in minutes on your PC or smartphone anytime. Enjoy U.S.-based support when you need it, even evenings and weekends. And if you need a 401k plan, workers' comp, or HR help, Sure Payroll has that too. It's no wonder they get so many 5-star reviews on Google. Our entire team is standing by to get you set up with 2 months free. Call 844-SURE-PAYROLL. That's 844-787-3729. Or visit surepayroll.com. Let's get through this together. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Hi, I'm Chris, founder of an Inc. 5000 and Forbes recognized company that's been the largest creator of entrepreneurs in the finance industry for over a decade. As you're listening to this, you're probably working from home or perhaps in jeopardy of losing your job due to the unfortunate crisis going on in our country. My company is literally the only opportunity in the country that is in high demand and exploding with growth right now. As Albert Einstein once said, in the midst of every difficulty lies opportunity. Providing capital to businesses has never been higher due to this crisis. Here's your chance to capitalize on a unique opportunity whereby you're helping Main Street America weather the storm and get back to business. The best part is no finance experience is required, just hard work and dedication. This is not a franchise, it's better. With as little as $25,000, you could start funding businesses all over the country. We even do marketing for your company. There's virtually no overhead, you can work from home, and you could even fund businesses and real estate investors who get turned down by banks. The entrepreneurs we create have made anywhere between 5 to 6 to even 7 figures. Go to myfinancebusiness.com to learn how. myfinancebusiness.com. Go now. myfinancebusiness.com.
Dan Patrick Radio is SiriusXM's home for Australian rules football.
Walked into all styles. Pile drive deep.
Join Australian media icon Eddie Maguire for Aussie Football Rules America as he brings you the latest celebrity chats, tips and expert analysis of Australian football. Then stay tuned for the Aussie Rules Game of the Week.
Kick the goal and Fremantle win it after the siren.
It all starts Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Dan Patrick Radio, Channel 211 and the SiriusXM app.
Isn't it about time for somebody's favorite radio program?
The Tony Bruno Show.
The man chosen to save American radio from its horrible future.
He didn't invent radio. He just perfected it.
Tony Bruno Show with Harry Maid.
Parental discretion is advised.
The godfather of sports radio.
It is a final.
Here is Tony Bruno.
Tony Bruno.
Jeepers, is it Thirsty Thursday already, Harry Mays?
Yes, it is. Flying by.
It's the summer of love here.
Yeah.
Unlike the summer of love in Seattle, which unfortunately did not turn out to be much love. Well, that ended in a hurry. Well, it's not ended, but it's pretty much over, Harry. It's petering out. Sort of like Harry after he plays like 18 holes, goes to the 19th hole lounge and decides to go out and try a couple more holes before the sun sets.
That's never a good idea.
No, it's not.
No.
Once you stop playing, Harry, at the 19th hole, you just shut it down.
Exactly. Sometimes I shut it down even before 18.
It is a Thirsty Thursday. It's June 25th. We got baseball chatter, golf. Our good buddy Rich Lerner from the Golf Channel today. He will try to ease Harry's panic, or maybe he'll add to Harry's panic.
Might add to it.
On the whole golf situation. Seemed okay yesterday after the commissioner spoke. We got baseball talk with the great Mark Gubicza. We're so tight, I call him Gooby, because that's what you do in baseball.
Now, does he follow you on Twitter? Is he on Twitter?
I think he is.
He is.
Is he following me? He should be. I mean, come on.
Let's check, shall we?
You know who's not following me? Rich Lerner.
Yeah, how's that?
I used to put Rich Lerner on every week on my national shows before I was on this national show.
That is an outrage.
It is an outrage, and he will have to...
He's going to have to answer for his sins.
Yes, Gooby does follow you.
He does.
Of course he does, because he's a quality human. I'm not saying Rich isn't.
Kind of sounds like you are.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
there was a little hint of that.
Not kind of. You just did.
Just a little bit, Tony Bruno.
I love Rich Lerner. Come on, man. And guess where he's from?
He's from Allentown area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's before they tore all the factories down.
Right.
Long before Billy Joel did that song about Allentown. But anyway, we got football chatter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, just when you thought the NFL was going to be safe to go in September, hold on a minute, Mr. Postman. Malcolm Jenkins, former Saint, former Eagle, and now Saint, and now CNN analyst, is throwing a little cold water on the NFL reopening party.
A little.
He basically threw the Niagara Falls over the NFL today.
Saying football is not essential.
Well, we all knew that. Maybe not for him because he's got $70 million in the bank.
Well, right. He's played, 11 or 12 years already.
And God bless him. You know, he earned it.
Right.
He made, 19, 15 and a half, 35. He's already made almost $70 million in his career. Just signed a contract with the Saints to go back there. $9 million signing bonus, $16+ million guaranteed money, $32 million if he plays all 4 years. So it's over $100 million. Again, I don't care. God bless him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't begrudge anybody. Somebody's willing to pay you that kind of money.
Absolutely.
Then you earned it. You deserve it.
Putting your body on the line.
And again, he's entitled to his opinion. He has to go out there and play, but he's not even concerned about going out and playing because he talks about 2,000 players, coaches involved. It's not like the NBA where there's 15 players and they go and they're going and playing down there in a bubble.
Right.
They have to. He says he's not worried about. Well, he's worried about the logistics of getting all these players and coaches out there practicing and playing games. But then these people have to go home to their families.
Right.
And they go home because they're going to, when they play at home, they're going to be going to their own homes with their own families.
Right. They sleep in their own bed.
Exactly. Unless they're on the road.
Yeah.
Then they got to sleep in a crappy hotel room, and you don't know who's been in there.
Well, they don't stay in a crappy hotel.
Well, you're right about that, Harry.
Yeah.
You're right. They're not like Robin and I when we're driving down to Florida, staying in a no-tell
What do you
motel.
think this is?
The Roach
We'll
Motel.
leave the light on for you?
No.
You think that's what Malcolm Jenkins
The
is
one
doing?
place that Robin and I stayed, they didn't even have a light to leave on for
Really?
us.
Was it a candle?
No, it was like well, we told you the story yesterday. Enough about that.
Seriously.
We didn't have a
Worst
reservation.
place ever.
And then we had reservations as soon as we went into the room, saying we actually did not sleep in the room. That's how nasty it was.
We didn't take our clothes off. We slept on top of the covers. It was horrible.
And we had to have a good time. You
yeah.
know, we had to take our clothes off to have a good time, but we didn't in this hotel room.
Because we were worried too many other people had already taken their clothes off. Oh, yeah.
Among other things.
It was bad.
Anyway, no, it wasn't the end of the Dove. This was, we were driving down. We were in Sarasota, Florida, of all places, Harry.
The end of the Dove.
Wasn't the end of the end of the Dove is like the Ritz-Carlton compared to this place.
Wow.
But anyway, let's get it back to whatever we're talking about. Baseball, golf, football, NFL. So are you worried now, Harry?
Yes. It doesn't take much these days, Tony.
Just when you were ready to start betting on Week 1 games, on totals in the NFL.
Right.
Now we got Malcolm Jenkins out there on CNN saying, hey, wait a minute.
As a sports fan, I just feel like at any moment the rug is going to be pulled out from underneath me.
Absolutely.
Just when I think baseball, basketball, and hockey will get started and the football guys will go back to camp to eventually play their regular season games, it's all going to get shut down. That's my fear.
Well, I do
I
notice
live with it every day.
I do notice a difference in you today versus yesterday.
Yes.
There's a definite attitude difference.
Yeah,
There's
Harry's
like
a little. Harry, we may have an angry Harry today.
Yeah.
An angry. You don't like angry. Oh, some people like the angry
Yeah,
Harry.
some people like that better. Well, I want to know if anybody else is with you. You don't feel that way, too?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the Malcolm Jenkins thing, listen, I'm not mad at him.
No, I'm
He's
not
a
mad
player.
at
He has a
him.
right. I'm not saying he doesn't have the right to say he should be concerned. Of course he does.
Can he just not talk about it? Like,
No, that's why.
just keep it inside.
At least he's got a CNN gig that'll keep him going.
Right.
Isn't he afraid to go while he's doing it virtually? If he ever had to go into the CNN Center and sit around Don Lemon and all those schifozos, I'd be more afraid of that than going home or going to play against in National Football League.
Exactly.
Dude. So anyway, we got that. And we have my favorite story of the day already, Harry. Yes, people want more government. They think the government can take care of everything. Health care. You got to get we have to vote by mail. Everybody needs votes to get their ballots in because that's the only way it's going to be legit.
And they're very precise about everything,
If
right?
you think the government can accurately send out ballots to everybody to vote, you need your head examined. Because the IRS announced today that they accidentally sent out $1.4 billion in stimulus checks to 1.1 million dead people.
Wow.
No.
Yes.
You mean the government screwed up
1.1 million
something?
people dead.
So, in other words, they're not cashed.
No, they're not. I don't know if they put them right in the grave or what do they do.
Because how do you direct deposit to a dead person's bank account that shouldn't even be open anymore?
I don't know, Harry. I haven't
Could
seen
be.
the entire story. I haven't broken it down.
How many people got checks versus direct deposits?
I didn't get any checks.
Well, yeah, because you made too much
I
money.
got nothing.
I got a $1,200 check because I'm on Social Security. I'm on a fixed income, Harry,
Right.
and I need cash now.
Exactly.
But I don't have a.
J.G. Wentworth.
But I don't have a structured settlement. See,
Right.
that's what people don't realize when they see if you need cash now, you call it J.G. Wentworth.
See, now that's
877 cash now.
a great advertising campaign.
Yes, it is.
Because I remembered the name of the company.
Everybody remembers the name. You're absolutely right. That's what's brilliant about it.
It is.
The cheesy commercials in a bus with a guy dressed up in Viking gear.
Like a Viking, yeah.
And
I
Robin
remember
knows
that.
guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah?
Robin
Damon.
knows the guy. He's
Damon
an actor.
Deering. Yep.
See, you
He
know
lives
that
in
stuff.
Arizona now.
If you don't have a structured settlement and you need cash now, who do you call, Harry?
Philly Godfather.
That's what I'm talking about.
Have him give me a marker and then go take a couple of bets in the Korean Baseball League.
But anyway, so that's what's happening out there. Imagine that. Not only were dead people getting stimulus checks, people in prison who aren't supposed to be getting stimulus checks were also getting stimulus checks.
Wow.
So in other words, if you're on if you're on the government, if your name's in some government database, you're going to get a check. And then a lot of people don't get checks. Does J.G. Wentworth take 35%? I don't know about that. I really don't know. So,
well, they definitely take some percentage.
Of
I don't
course
know if
they
it's
do.
35.
They got to pay all those actors in the buses and the bus driver who says, What does he say at the end when he opens? Not what's in your wallet. That's the other guy.
No, that's Capital One.
Exactly, yes.
WGH Dean says, they sent one to my mother-in-law, and she died over a year ago.
Wow.
Well, that's understandable. Not that his mother-in-law died, but when people die, that's what happened. Remember, they nail people because they continue to collect, like, their parents' Social Security checks, right?
Right.
And then they never tell the government.
There was a woman, I forget it was in Pennsylvania, but I believe she put her mother in a deep freeze so that she could continue getting her Social Security. So she didn't tell anybody that her mother died.
Yeah, she had the mom. Mom was on ice for many
Yeah.
minutes. Not like Rianiti on ice.
Literally. For years.
The mom was in a freezer.
Wow.
So that the child can continue to collect the checks and not tell the
God.
government that the mother was gone. How about that? Wow. And, yeah, let's get the government to handle everything, Harry.
Right.
Everything. Your licenses, your whatever you have.
They screw everything up.
Damn right. You know why? Because a lot of people who work for the government, I just dropped all my pills.
Oh, jeez.
I had a little one of those cups that I have them in. You know, these little.
Yeah.
You know what these are,
To
right?
keep them organized.
Yeah, these are we steal these from restaurants. You know, when they put the little sauces in them.
Or butter.
We bought these.
Oh.
We bought these.
But they still have these in little restaurants
Sure.
when you want to put the little like ketchup or the mustard in it.
The
But these are
condiments.
plastic.
Yeah.
Not condoms.
They come in very handy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, enough about that. So, yeah, more government.
Not Carson Wentzworth.
Not Carson Wentzworth.
Oh, the Twitch stream.
The only thing that can make this sports year worse is if Carson Wentz gets into a brawl in a bar in North Dakota this weekend. He gets into a throwdown up there. Then you know this year is completely gone to hell,
I
Harry.
cannot picture that. Even.
No, I can't either.
Say Carson's out there with the family in a nice family restaurant up in North Dakota, not South Dakota.
No, I
you
could
stay
see
away
that.
from there.
I could see him being
Yeah.
at a
And
nice
then some
family
strapper
restaurant.
walks in there and sucker punches him walking by. Some cowboy fans say.
Look at the buffet.
Yeah, maybe standing in line.
He's
going
at the
back.
country buffet.
Yeah, he's at the country.
Yeah.
In Fargo.
Yeah. Slightly different scene than the zoo bar.
And some road bum comes in.
Just stay away from the wood chipper.
Why does this sound like the scene from Superman when he's at the diner? Although, does Carson Wentz come back and then clear house?
And then Dallas Goedert runs back in, freshly released from the hospital, and runs to the rescue of Carson Wentz. And there's an old-fashioned barroom brawl. Chairs are being broken over each other. Those boys will be ready for football. And then Malcolm Jenkins will call them, say, hey, guys,
I agree.
take it easy over there.
I agree here with Big Bill Kennedy 76. I can see Carson Wentz fist fighting a bison, like if he's out hunting.
Oh, yeah.
And then a bison, gets him.
He gets one in the sights.
The bison goes after his dog or
Yeah, something like that. Then I could see that happening.
And then Nick Foles comes in after Wentz slips on the floor on somebody's broken beer bottle and then cuts himself and has to miss the first couple of months of the season. And the Eagles make an emergency trade for Nick Foles with the Chicago Bears and send Dallas Goedert in return and 2 first-round draft picks. Is that a good deal, Harry?
No.
Let's get that going now. Nick Foles back.
610.
Yeah.
Let's put a poll up.
No, Carson Wentz did not get sucker punched at a Flanagan's or any of those other great bars. Are they still around, Flanagan's? Remember those? Anyway, we're going to talk baseball. Mark Gubicza, Gooby as I call him, out there in California, where Disneyland is now delaying their opening, Harry.
No.
Yes, Disneyland has announced that they will not be opening as previously announced.
I thought they had everything worked out to be socially distanced.
Nope.
No?
Something went terribly, terribly wrong. We will talk. Gooby knows because, he's the broadcaster for your Los Angeles, Anaheim, Disneyland-adjacent Angels, who play right next door there, Harry, as you well know.
Sure.
Mark Gubicza, a whole bunch more. We're just getting started. It's a thirsty Thursday on SiriusXM 211.
Sean Keating says that Flanagan's are in Florida.
I never heard of them.
I don't think I have either.
No, I've seen Flanagan's.
Flanagan's?
Just think of any bar name, any Irish name, and there's going to be a bar. Flanagan's, Flanagan's,
Ouch.
Flanagan's, Fuddruckers. Aussie rules, Aussie rules.
Oh, we have another strapper call. Let's see, is this one good?
That was a pretty good visual, though. Carson Wentz sitting in a fucking buffet with his
It's another good one.
And a couple of strappers come in. Robin, did you have my red pill in this thing, dude?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I see it. It's right here.
Duncan Dad. Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't know why I've been putting it down more often. Well, of course.
What?
Harry, did you play golf today? They want
No.
to know. No, you did. See that? See, it's another reason why you're in a bad mood.
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
98.
Oh, that's right. Did everybody do their temperature check?
Well, Ryan needs to do another one because he was at 99 something.
Yo.
But he still has his hat on.
Whoa.
See,
Whoa.
you have your hat on. You need to leave it off. You're getting overheated.
100.2.
100.2 the beat.
He doesn't want to.
I don't even want to touch the damn thing.
Here, right? You haven't been drinking water. Do you have water?
Get some damn cold water.
Where's that sanitizer? God damn it.
Holy water. I need one of those holy
98.9.
water things like the pre-sacrament.
You need to be drinking water, and the fan is not aimed at you guys.
I turned it that way.
No,
I didn't turn it all the way.
it needs to be turned towards them. Go ahead and turn the fan towards you so that you guys get some air back there.
Jeff Bruder was at 1912 on Saturday.
He was?
Oh. Do we want McMullen on today?
Fridays.
Tomorrow's John McMullen, Rob.
Okay,
Tuesdays and Fridays.
Okay, it's changed to Fridays now?
Yeah, it's like Fridays with Frank. It's Fridays with John now.
I hope Bruder wasn't in that group of guys that went off in front of us. One guy with his hat on backwards.
Oh, man, you'd have to start throwing down there. Did you play through?
No.
The wine cellar does not need to be fumigated. The
We
Rona
do have an
with
oscillating
Ryan.
fan.
Yeah, we have a fan and an air conditioner
Yeah.
on. The temperature's fine down here.
Well, it's fine right here, but as soon as you walk past
Walk this way. I have my other
pretty
temperature.
much where Joe and
Let me see what the air
Ryan
conditioner's
are.
pumping out right now. See, it's a cool 64 degrees blowing out of the air conditioner, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
64 blowing out there.
But point over there, it's hot.
77.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
To show you the safety of the Tony Bruno extravaganza here with Harry Mays and the whole gang, we have multiple infrared thermometers here. I have one that just takes like the air conditioner. I point it up to the air conditioner, and it's cranking at 66 degree cool air. And then I shot it over at Ryan, who just got 100.2, Harry, on the regular thermometer.
Right.
Is that more concern than Malcolm Jenkins not wanting to go back and play football this fall? What's a bigger concern
I'm still
right now?
more concerned with Malcolm Jenkins.
I don't know. This
to be
guy's
honest with
10 feet away from us, Harry.
Yeah, I know.
I'm more concerned about a guy who may be giving us all the Rona in here.
Malcolm Jenkins or 101 Fever? 610-632.
Put it on a poll.
Listen, that thing's not 100% accurate. So
Yes,
let's
it
not-
is 100% accurate.
Joey C was around 104 the other week. What was he at?
That's because
You
you
didn't
were
drink any water.
dehydrated, you hadn't been drinking water, and you didn't have a fan on you. It was
And you wear
really
a damn
hot
hat
back-
all the time.
Yeah.
At least it's not backwards, though.
So do I.
I know, but Harry takes
But
his
you're
off.
on this side. It's literally like as soon as you walk there, the temperature's so much hotter there.
Oh, so in other words, that's like East Bay,
Yes.
and this is San Francisco?
Yes, it's exactly like
Okay.
that.
Exactly.
It's like 100 degrees,
Seriously.
10 miles from
Desert
here, but
back
it's
here.
San Francisco. It's
It is
55
amazing
degrees
how
in
much
July.
hotter it is there.
Yeah, that's what happens. You know, you
Yeah.
go over the bridge, you go
I
into
know.
Sausalito, and boom, it's beautiful.
I know.
You're in San Francisco, shrouded in fog.
Tiburon.
You have to buy another sweatshirt down in the Embarcadero, down there in Girardelli Square. They sell more sweatshirts than any place on earth because
Oh,
people
yeah.
go there for the first time and they think, oh, it's
They're like,
summertime in
freezing.
San Francisco. and you run in and buy a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I think even living there, I've had to buy 2 sweatshirts because you start off, you go out of the hotel and it's sunny outside. You're like, okay, today's going to be okay. And then within 10 minutes,
and then you go into the boudin, get yourself a nice bread bowl.
Who was that said it? Was it Mark Twain?
Yep.
The coldest summer or coldest winter I ever had was a summer in San Francisco.
Exactly. He said a lot of those great things.
Yeah.
I think Mark Gubicza used that as well out there, now visibly shaken that Disneyland has now delayed the opening of the Disneyland Resort.
Oh, no.
Which is just like baseball. At least baseball now knows they're going to play. And the great former Penn Charter great, former Kansas City Royal, Los Angeles, Anaheim, Disneyland adjacent Angel, and broadcaster with the Angels Club, Mark Gubicza joins us right now. Hi, Gooby. How are you, man?
Hey, Tony. What's going on, man?
I don't know. Where are you in California or are you back east? Where are you? You hunkered down out there?
I'm in California, L.A. area. It's San Fernando Valley, as a matter of fact.
Oh, beautiful, man. Now, are you wearing a mask right now? Because I know Governor Newsom wants everybody to wear a mask like 24/7.
I'm not in my house, but when I go out, I definitely do.
All right, so you heard the news the other day, Mark, about baseball's finally coming back. I mean, it was an absolute disaster, as you know. You're a part of it. You're watching it. Were you disappointed the way this thing shook out and it took this long to get to something that everybody knew eventually would happen, which is the commissioner was going to make the final call?
Yeah, Tony, the whole time I was thinking, okay, there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to play baseball. And then a few days ago, I'm thinking, you know what, I'm not so sure anymore. But I know there was, back and forth between the owners and the Player Association. I went through a number of those, including missing the World Series opportunity in '94 and then missing some games in '95 and other work stoppages. Well, we haven't seen that in such a long period of time. You would think that was going to be taken care of quickly, especially under this environment we're in right now. But that being said, it's a 60-game schedule. Is it perfect? No. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. That's what I'm taking it as. It's going to be a lot of fun to see. Every single game is a playoff game. All 60, from the first game to the final one. Every team has to think of, well, this is like the 7th game of the World Series. We can't mess around. We can't give up any games because, if a team gets hot for a short stretch, you're going to get to the postseason. And it could be a team that no one thought would be any good. And, they're in the postseason. So I don't love it, but, where we're at right now, I'm excited about the fact that there's going to be a baseball coming up here July 23rd, 24th.
Mark Gubicza. Now, Mark, obviously you know Mike Trout. Everybody thinks they know Mark Trout. I know he comes back to Philly for the Eagles season. But out there are very few people who know Mark Trout as well as you do. I mean, you're with him all the time. What's the story with him now? Because I know he says he's going to play, and I know he's having a child. Did they have the baby yet? That's the first question. Because people were wondering about if they started playing during the pandemic, would he play because he has a child coming and all of that stuff? What's the latest on Trout?
Well, the baby's due in August, early to mid-August, and so no baby yet for Trouty. Jess and Mike, are super excited. I text them all the time. We talk quite a bit. I'm seeing Trouty playing. I mean, when he put out there along with everyone else, when and where, that tells you that Trouty wants to play. And I think with everything, all the protocols are going through, that everyone's going to try to do the best they can to make sure everyone's safe, and not only the players themselves, but everyone in the stadiums and when they go home to their families and friends. So, I think, if you want to think in terms of baseball numbers, I mean, he's has a chance of putting up an incredible numbers this year. In a short period of time, 60 games, may hit 400. You just don't know. But Trouty will be playing as far as I know, and I'm giving him his space right now. I didn't want to say, hey, man, are you playing right now? No, I don't want to. We just found out basically baseball is coming back. So I assume Joe Madden said this yesterday in his press conference that what he understands, everyone's going to be ready to go. Shohei Ohtani's already pitching, and he's going to be on the mound as a starter now for the Angels. So a lot of things going forward as far as that. It should be a very positive season for the Angels.
What do you think about some of the tweaks that they've done and, making the DH in the National League now, and if games go to extra innings, the team starts with a runner on second base, things like that?
It's interesting, that's for sure. I mean, there's going to be, old school play. I mean, I grew up in Philly, so I'm a National League guy initially. Then I became an American League player playing for Kansas City and the Angels all these years. I would much rather see, Albert Pujols or Shohei Ohtani swinging the bat than me swinging the bat. That's for sure. There's going to always be pushback for that. You're going to see the DH anyhow eventually, whether it's going to be, next year along with this year, but after 2021 when they have the CBA is expired, that's going to be part of baseball. And it's all about getting, the excitement of a home run hitter as compared to a pitcher up there potentially running the bases and getting hurt. So I think that's going to happen. As far as the runner, this is one of the tough things. I understand why they're doing this because in such a short, condensed schedule, and especially even a short spring training, the pitching is going to be, at a premium. So you don't want to have long extra inning games. But boy, I'll tell you, how would you like to be a pitcher coming out of the bullpen? They put the guy at second base, and you get 3 outs. And never give up a hit, yet that guy somehow comes around and score on a ground out, a fly ball, and you get the loss. I know it's not an earned run; it's not going towards your ERA, but a loss is a loss. You never want that as far as your record. A number of things that we saw that in the minor leagues, trying to experiment with that. That part of it, I'm still a little bit old school. I think determining who wins the game, all the way through to the end. I mean. Yeah, it's a long game. Yeah, it could go 16, 17 innings or whatever it is, but I'll let it slide this year, put it that way, and we'll move forward. But I know it's not going to be fun for any pitcher at that moment. The cool thing about it is a manager may now be more apt to bunt. We don't see any bunting anymore in baseball. Get him over to third, fly ball, scores him. That you might see that more often than anything else. And you also might see the strategy of, hey, let's walk the first guy, set up a potential double play ball as well. So strategy comes into play if that comes about. There's a number of extra inning games last year, so we'll see how many there is this year as well.
Mark Ubiza. Did I say Mike? Did I say Mark Trout instead of Mike Trout?
I think once.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. I did that once, too, and he reminds me of that all the time.
No, because I'm talking to Mark Ubiza, and I said Mike Trout, and then people are now hammering me. I didn't even realize it. I know who Mike Trout is. I know who Mark Ubas is. How would I not know it's Mike Trout?
Yeah.
Why would I call him Mark Trout?
Believe me, I've been called Mike about 1.5 million times. And in my opening game in Kansas City, they called me Mark Gazuba. So I'm always okay with every once in a while everyone messes up a name.
I was watching that Joe Biden town hall the other night. I got messed up, too. It happens to the best of us as we get older, except you, Goob. You still look good, man. Still look young and fresh out there.
Just try to stay afloat.
So you're going to have to go down to. So they're going to go down to Anaheim, because they're going to practice at Angel Stadium, right?
Yes. Now I don't know if we're going to have any access for anything down there for that. Whether we get a chance to kind of go through a walkthrough as far as the game, if they're doing a scrimmage game down or not, we'll wait and see on that one. But as of now, it looks like we'll do all the home games. In our normal booth. And on the road, though, at least on the TV side, we'll be doing games in our studio, which is down towards Staples Center in L.A.
What do you think the effect of empty stadiums will have on the quality of play? Anything?
That's a great question. I know a lot of us will say, well, we played in front of a lot of empty stadiums in the minor leagues, so it's not all that different, but a lot of these guys have been in the major leagues for a long period of time. I've personally fed off the positive and negative, support you get in fans. I mean, at home, you love that energy you get. On the road, I love when going to New York or Boston and they're screaming at me and they're screaming about my mom's maiden name and everything else they knew. So I use that as far as motivation. So it will be difficult, but I think everybody makes adjustments. And I talked about this earlier today when. Remember, everyone was talking about the 20-second pitch clock. There's no way where anybody's going to do that. Well, they did it in the minor leagues. The guys got used to it. It was the norm for them. Remember, hitters had to stay in the batter's box that one year, and a couple guys complained about it. But everyone just gets used to what the new norm at that moment is going to be. And I'm a huge fan of sports, and I love going to games. I still love going to games. I go to basketball games and hockey games as much as possible, some football games as well, especially when the Birds are in town and L.A. or even Arizona. So I love being a part of that fan base. But, that's just the way it is right now. Things will change at some point, but players will make that adjustment.
Mark Gubicza with the Angels down there, out there in San Fernando Valley. I thought you'd be an OC guy. I thought you'd be living down there in the OC, Gooby.
I got a little escape pad down there too, Tony. But my kids all went to school here, and I'm comfortable in the San Fernando Valley. I know it is a long drive, believe me, going down there every day. But no, although the traffic isn't as bad anymore, so maybe it'll be a little bit better for me.
Yeah, but it'll pick up again going down to the OC and down to Anaheim. No, but I did mention that Disneyland announced. I know you're not at Disney. Well, you don't. When the Angels were part of Disney, you probably got free passes. You probably still get free passes. I don't know if you're a big Disneyland guy, but when Robin and I lived out there for 11 years, we always went to Disneyland because from our house in Venice, it was like a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, I mean, I love going down there, like when they have it decorated up for Halloween and Christmas time, because that's usually the times I'm off, obviously. But I mean, I always like going there. And then, when the kids get a little older, it's like, don't you guys still want to go? Yeah, we do, but we don't want to go with you anymore, Mom and Dad. So I'm waiting for the grandkids at some point. My oldest daughter got married. She's been married for a couple of years, so once that goes around, I can't wait to go back down there myself.
Who do you see as a major challenger for the New York Yankees, who are the favorite to win the American?
I mean, Garrett Cole at the top of the rotation for the Yankees. There's still a lot of question marks in their rotation. The Astros are still going to be good, even though they're dealing probably still a little bit more of the residual stuff from during the offseason. The Minnesota Twins are really deep. Tampa Bay is strong itself. I think the Angels, with Ohtani being available from the get-go in this shortened stretch of 60 games, I can't wait to see Anthony Rendon. You guys saw him a lot over the years playing for them. I can't wait for him to play in that Angel uniform. I saw him a couple games in spring training, and I got to know him and talk to him. This guy's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, I never seen anybody like him where he has like no pulse in those big moments. And a lot of times people, try to do too much. He just is relaxed as can be, and their everyday lineup is as good as anybody in baseball. So if they can just get enough pitching, their back end of their bullpen is pretty deep, especially with 60 games in 66 days, where you can't just have one closer. You might need a number of guys to be able to fill that role. So they're pretty deep down there. So Yankees are the team to beat in the American League. Probably the Dodgers. Their talent as can be overall, with even their minor league system is very deep, which may come into play more so than normal. But when you have a stretch like this, I don't think you can ever say anybody is a favorite. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what even from afar how the Phillies do. I mean, I still think their everyday lineup is really, really strong itself. Generally, World Series champions have that little hangover effect. I don't know if that still comes into play for the Nationals now that it's been so long since they've played a meaningful game that it's wide open. Braves are really good over there as well. So, and the Cardinals are still strong in the NL Central, but it's going to be fun. The playoffs are going to be the key. If it's a great run, I told somebody this the other day. 1980, the Phillies and the Astros playoff, that NLCS, was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yep, absolutely.
So if you have a couple of those series in the postseason this year and then carried in the World Series in a similar World Series, nobody's really going to care that it was a 60-game schedule. It's going to be like, wow, what a playoff this was. So I look forward to that. And I'm always an optimistic guy, so I think, if we have something like that, I still get goosebumps talking about that 80 playoff series. I mean, every game almost went extra innings, and it was incredible.
Weren't you in high school back then, Mark?
Yeah, I remember running back from hanging at my friend's house and going, okay, they're not going to typical Philly guy that I am, thinking, oh, okay, they're not going to win, So I'm running home, and we were listening to some Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son. As a matter of fact, that's how crazy I am still remembering. And here they go. They come back and they win that game. And, you have so many great role players on that Philly team that actually got them to the World Series. And being there with my dad for Game 6 when they closed it out against the Royals, and then being drafted by the Royals that very next spring was pretty funny.
We're getting some people on our Twitch stream here, Mark, watching the show. And one guy, Duncan Dad, says he has that tops-rated rookie of Mark Gubicza on the Royals. I wonder what that's worth right now. Do you know, Mark?
Probably like 13 cents, maybe. I'll be optimistic. I'll say 14 cents then.
Now, do you have a Mike Trout rookie card? Because that's got to be worth a lot of money right now.
my son has a few interesting Mike Trout cards. He's a big card collector himself, so he's got that, and he's got one of two Shohei Ohtani rookie cards. So he's got pretty lucky.
Now, is he going to play both positions, Ohtani, this year, or are they going to just use him as a pitcher?
No, he's going to do both. He's going to pitch once every 6 days, and then he'll hit DH probably 4 out of the 5 days in between. So he'll be ready to go. I'll tell you what, I saw him in spring training. He looked so strong, and he was throwing the ball pretty smooth and easy, but now he's ready to go as far as a pitcher. So you got that so-called ace of your staff right now. And it's fun to be able to, for us right now as broadcasters, we're going to be talking about him being Babe Ruth all over again like we did 2 years ago when, he had a game where he threw against Oakland, where he had 5 pitches that were topped at 100 or 101 miles an hour, and then that nasty split. So it's fun to watch, and he hits home runs like 450 feet. You have him, you have Trout, you have Rendon, you have Albert Pujols still doing his thing, and Anderson Simmons at shortstop. There's a lot of fun things to talk about, and this kid Joe Adell is going to be a special player itself too at some point. Whether he makes the club out of spring here with a 30-man roster remains to be seen, but there's a lot of intriguing players, I think, especially some of the guys coming now in this short season. But maybe you don't worry about saving a little energy in the tank there at the end. It's a full-out sprint for 60 games.
Well, we have breaking news here just coming in from these Twitch streams, so it may not be official. It says MLB has just announced that the man placed on second base in extra innings must be named Mark. So everybody will be named Mark or Mike when they go to second base. Do you like that extra inning rule where the guy starts at second base so they can get the game over and not go 17 innings?
Like I said, I'll let anything go this year. But other than that, no. But I do like the Mark being at second base. It's on the mark there at second.
It is on the mark. Hey, we got a man on the mark right there at second base. Keep an eye on him. Does that guy immediately go like on the first pitch to try to steal third to get the game over with? Wouldn't you do that? Just think about that. Your extra innings, right? The first one. Picture this. First game, extra innings, man's on second base, nobody out.
If you have a right-handed hitter up.
Exactly. You definitely try to send him.
You don't.
Or you don't send him?
No, I mean, if you have a left-handed hitter up, then the catcher's got a free look at third base.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of things come into play now. We've been sitting back and waiting for that 3-run home run, the Earl Weaver brand of baseball over the last couple of seasons where strikeouts, home runs, or everything. Everything comes into play. We might see a stolen base here and there now. We might see a sacrifice bunt. We might see someone, right-handed batter or even a left-handed batter with a man on second go, I'm okay with making it out if I hit a ball on the ground to the right side to get him over instead of, hey, I'm getting paid to hit home runs. Well, you know what? Home run is hit on a bad pitch. It's not a great pitch you hit out of the ballpark. It's one of those mistake pitches. So, I firmly believe hitters will be at a huge advantage the first maybe 10 to 20 games once it starts up because they're already probably swinging the bat, and they could do that, hitting off, a pitching machine where you're not around anybody now. But as a pitcher, you went from being ready and throwing your secondary pitches to sit, then all of a sudden you're shut down for 3 months to go back and crank it up and be ready in 3 weeks or less. So I think the hitters will be a huge advantage early on.
I'm sure a guy like Joe Madden has already thought up a lot of different things to do with that guy at second base in the 10th inning. You know what I mean? Like
he's wrote it down. He probably has a million sayings in his clubhouse right now saying, guys, this is what we need to do with a man on second here. This is what we got to do to get him in. It's all about the team effort. I mean, he's the right guy for this team right now. He being a National League manager, too, about the switches need to be made. Starters are going to go, starting pitcher will probably go 3-4 innings, the first 2 or 3, maybe even 4 starts out there. So it's all about maneuvering the right pieces at the right time and utilizing your bench. So he should be good at that. He loves to do that. He even did that when he was down there in Tampa as well. So he's the right guy for this club right now.
We got a wise guy now. Tebow's Pretzel is on there. He says, are the Phillies going to bring back Sean Rodriguez for the second base runner situation in extra innings? Because, a lot of fans here were not really happy last year with the manager. And now, it's interesting because I saw a San Francisco article yesterday on NBC Sports Bay Area saying that Gabe Kapler really got the team off to a good start in Philly, and in this 60-game shortened season, you get out to a good start, anything can happen on a ball club.
Yeah, anything. Anything. I mean, you might see a team or two or maybe 4 or 5 teams that everyone was expecting to be, whether it's rebuilding mode or just trying to get himself in position for a high draft pick in the upcoming MLB draft, all of a sudden they go off to a good start, and you just kind of ride it for a while. I mean, there's a lot of clubs, you look back over the last few seasons where they started out really, really fast, kind of, like most times the good teams will keep going upwards. Teams that surprising start and will level off and realize, well, maybe we're not that good. But in a short season like this, maybe they won't remember that they're not good, and they might continue playing well.
As a former pitcher, I'd love to get your take on this. The opener, when starting the game with a relief pitcher, what's your take on that?
We had to talk about that a lot. We see that a lot with Tampa as well.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, my thought on that is you're not real deep in your rotation to begin with. Maybe you're not real deep in your system itself as far as starting pitchers. What we saw last year in the postseason, teams that have good starting pitching win.
Mm-hmm.
The Nationals, the Dodgers were there, the Astros were there. Teams with good starting pitching, teams that rely on using 4 or 5 or 6 pitchers in the course of a game to win a game over the long haul, and especially in those big games, aren't going to win. So I love starting pitching. I think it's made a comeback, and you even saw that as far as how much money was paid out for starting pitching during this, during the off season, where you had Garrett Cole, you had Wheeler, you had Strasburg, all these guys making huge monies and long-term deals for starting pitching. That's another question. I don't. Sometimes you sit back and go, how can you give a starting pitcher a 6 or 7 year or 8 year deal? But that tells you what the importance now, I think, back in starting pitching as compared to it was just a couple of seasons ago.
The great Mark Gubicza, not to be confused with Mark Trout. Or
Mike Gubicza.
Or Mike Gubicza, exactly. And, of course, we just have more breaking news. The Fleer 1985 PSA-graded Mark Gubicza rookie card, $14.99 asking price right now.
Wow.
$15. You sold yourself short, Gooby. I know they got a lot of people in Roxborough chiming in today.
Yeah, they got to. Yeah. The borough, man. They got the boroughs coming through. That Roxborough reviews coming back.
Now, do you get back to Philly at all?
I was back there. I went back. It took, to see my brothers last October. The first time I went back, just the chill. We actually stayed right in downtown, and then we visited my mom and dad's grave spot there in Westminster Cemetery in Manayunk area. It was great seeing everybody. I had a blast. I mean, just to kick back, get my pretzels, and go into Della Sanders to get my cheesesteak. That was mandatory. That was mandatory for me.
Did you get you had to get the cheesesteak or the chicken cheesesteak with what's the beer that they always serve there? It's a special Stella Artois. Yeah. They have that special there. It's like $10 for a cheesesteak and a Stella Artois. You can't beat that.
No, that's a deal.
You can't beat that with a steak.
My kids immediately, as soon as they were, hey Dad, let's go to Deli's right away. I'm like, all right, here we go. And I said, hey, be prepared, to have a little bit. You better be ready to make your order. Out in California, everyone's laid back and chill. I said, hey, you better say, I want my cheesesteak, sauce, and onions. You better be ready to say it right away. Otherwise, you're getting moved to the side and you're out. So
with or without is the number one question, Mike.
Yes. No, I'll tell you what. They have so much fun. I mean, immediately when I get a chance, I get my soft pretzels. I mean, I can eat 1 million of them a day. Literally, at the point where, because you never really get them out here. You have to go to the frozen ones you put in your oven, and they're never quite as good. But literally, I'm not even hungry, but I have to have them. It's like I have to have my mustard. That's my thing.
Mark Gubicza, you're not getting this kind of baseball breakdown anywhere else.
I like the pretzel. How about the pretzel dog? Did you ever have one of those?
Yes.
Yeah, I love those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even when I go to Whole Foods out here right now, I always have my sandwich with pretzel bread, so I'm always good.
Put your hands together, everybody. That's what it's all about. The great Mark Gubicza with your Los Angeles, Anaheim, Disneyland adjacent Angels, as I called it all decades. I've been saying that. Mark, great to talk to you, man.
Guys, I appreciate it, man. It's fun reminiscing, man.
Thanks, Mark.
You got it.
Mark Gubicza out there on the West Coast, in the Valley. You know what's in the San Fernando Valley, huh?
Well, yeah, the business.
Exactly right.
I bet he does a good job on the games.
Oh, he's terrific.
Yeah.
He's great. I'm happy for him, man. He's a great guy. Had a good major league career. He settles down as part of the Angels broadcast team down there in Anaheim. We're coming right back. We got some good strapper calls today on the strapper line.
Yes, we do.
And the listener lines.
And
open.
they're coming in. They're streaming in right now.
215-462-TONY is the listener line. The strapper line 24/7. It's 856-818-4045. We're coming right back.
Ryan, anything back from HKB? Any reply back from HKB?
Yeah, you can't do today.
Not
that
today?
son of a
Now
bitch.
away until next week.
Okay. That's fine.
We've never had as much problems with a guy that I've never heard of being a guest on the show than this guy.
Does he not know who we are?
Does he know who I am? Does he even know who I am?
Tried to tell him.
Joey Pinoco. You should check Ryan's temperature again.
Exactly. Yeah, let's get another update, man.
Now that he has his hat off.
I can't believe I said Mark Trout. Did I say Mark Trout? Really?
Just once.
Only once. I can't believe I said it at all. Now, let me show you how to do it. I mean, you just have to hold it one time. You put it close, and then you just tap it. You don't have to hold it.
Yeah, he's got it.
No,
Yeah,
you have to tap it
you
again.
weren't See, you're making him nervous, Tony. Stop making him nervous.
There you go, 98.4. So he's down now. He's
See?
back in the safety zone.
Yep.
You got to listen to Nurse Robin. I know what I'm talking about.
I nail it every time on one bang. Bang, bang.
But Harry, Harry just wants to panic right away. He's not listening. All right, let's see what we have here. On the voice, we have 3 voice strapper lines.
Oh, so this guy, CPKSP, is calling me a hack now? Several times you hack?
No, it was only once, Tony. And then you did it as a joke
Yes.
after that. Hey, AJ Marcos.
Oh, isn't it? It's AJ's in San Antonio's birthday
Yes,
today.
I was going to do it live during the show. But we can do it both in the special chat room. Is he on? I think. Did I see him in here already?
I didn't see him in there yet.
AJ in San Antonio, are you listening? Are you here? I think I saw
There
him.
he is. He says,
Yeah.
"What up, yo?"
What up?
It is the man's birthday. I wish I'd known earlier. I probably should have known earlier. I'm sure you told me, but I'm just really bad at remembering these things. Do you have that birthday calendar upstairs in your office, Tony?
What birthday calendar?
The one that my mother gave, the Dutch one.
I guess. I don't have it down here.
We need to bring it down here.
I know you're giving me a hard time, man. You got to be able to take it and dish it out and take it back. Nobody takes it back. Nobody dishes it out.
Everybody's going to be able to sing along with our birthday song. See how we train people? We train people very well.
Exactly.
The only
Except
person,
Ryan.
The only person that is not trained well is me.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
We will have a rock and roll outrage segment today, too, Harry.
Is that right?
Yes, there's one member of the rock and roll community.
Oh.
That's taking a lot of heat.
He's getting canceled right now, I think.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
All because he said he wants to rock and go out there and do concerts when everybody else is afraid.
He wants to give. He wants to give himself, of himself.
Well, you might as well do it right now, Harry.
But speaking of
You know
giving,
who it is? Well, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we want to can we do this? It's
Yes.
Sammy Hagar.
Yes.
And then now, of course, all over Twitter, oh, Sammy Hagar sucks anyway.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth was really better.
Well,
and
the
all this
David
stuff.
Lee Roth Van Halen is better.
Well, no doubt.
Yeah.
But that's not even the debate.
No, I know.
The debate is Sammy Hagar says he wants to go out, even if it's risking his life, to go out to provide entertainment for people during the pandemic.
Yeah, the headline says Sammy Hagar says he's willing to sacrifice people
No, that's the Huffington Post headline.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the headline.
The Huffington Post, of course, takes the entire story and then makes it about he wants to threaten people's lives.
Yeah,
that's why I don't look at the Huffington Post.
Sacrifice people to coronavirus for the economy, it says.
Right.
But read the story. And then if you read the Huffington Post story, he doesn't say he wants to sacrifice his audience.
Well, the quote says, I'm sorry to say it, but we all got to die, man.
Well, eventually we all are going to die.
That's a fact.
But the point is, he doesn't say, I want to put my audience in jeopardy, that they can risk dying to come and see me perform. He says he's willing to go out. Read the quote.
I got it. I'm going to make a radical statement here. This is hard to say without stirring somebody up, but truthfully, I'd rather personally get sick and even die if that's what it takes.
Yeah. So how is his audience in jeopardy of dying if he wants to perform? Sammy Hagar, formerly known as Mark Hagar, and he wants to kill Grandma, and he wants to kill her. Now, see, people.
Now that's going to run for a couple of days.
Listen, I get it.
Now I have a theory regarding Hagar. Now I know that he sold his tequila company.
That's right, Cabo Wabo.
He sold it. Okay. However, he still drinks it. It's still good tequila, and because he drinks it often enough, he's always out under the sun doing open air concerts. He's getting the UV light. He's probably going to be just fine.
Exactly. Everybody now, there's all these people out there. Oh, Sammy Hagar, he just wants to. The Huffington Post, one of the most irreputable pieces of garbage on the planet. And I knew you would find that story.
Well, that's the first one that comes up.
Yeah, because I don't know why. Because the story's from yesterday, and the legitimate sites that actually stick to the facts and don't have an agenda with every story. What dirtbags, man. No wonder why the media has zero respect.
Oh, I know.
It is an absolute joke. The media in this country is most embarrassing. I've never seen a more embarrassing time in my life when media people who are supposed to report facts can't even report facts anymore.
Well, here's the latest Babylon Bee headline, Tony. The Babylon Bee reports that all Tony Bruno Show guests are named Mark.
That's not Mark the Shark.
Mark the Shark Drucker, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, he was with the great John DeBella.
That's right, on the
partner
Morning Zoo
for a long, long time.
Yeah, he's no longer living.
I know.
Yeah. This is pretty good, though. The meme of David Lee Roth going through his hair, and it says, "Who the F is Sammy Hagar?"
Tony, we have a call.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to a man who is not allowed to leave the state of Connecticut, and if he does, he's not allowed to go back unless he's in quarantine. Trevor up there in Connecticut. Trevor, what the hell's going on up there?
It is a dumpster fire, it's purely honest, and the ratios are bad. That's why I haven't reported much lately, because the ratios are down to 2.
Well, wait a minute. Are the gyms not open in Connecticut yet?
The gyms are open, but you can only have at least 9 people to a class. So it's not worth reporting. That's why.
Wait a minute, at least? What's wrong with 9 people in a spin class?
He sounds like Snellbra. This isn't worth it.
Wait a minute, at least your gyms are open up there. They're still not open here in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. You know that?
Yeah, I know that. My friends are like, can I have a guest pass? I'm like, yeah. Let me send you, I have a bookload of guest passes I'm not currently working yet. Since the LA Fitness hasn't brought me back yet.
But the LA Fitness is open in Connecticut right now.
Yes.
Let me give him a roar.
9 people to a class, Tony. That's not worth the risk.
No, it's not. How many Lululemon outfits out there?
More than 4, and they're very good looking. Everybody has been going really great for everybody.
I heard Lululemon's having a big 50% off sale right now.
Is that right?
Women show up with the tops off. They leave just wear the pants. Well. Yes. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Shark is also having a big sale as well for leggings right now and yoga pants. So that's what's going on. Other than that, I'm just happy baseball's coming back. I'll say happy for that. I'm happy baseball's coming back.
Why aren't you out there on the golf course giving Harry updates from the Travelers Championship?
Why haven't you guys called me? I've been up there in less than 2 hours.
No, we don't need you to be up there all day. We just need just a little flavor. What's it?
They
I know
wouldn't let him on the property.
Yeah, why would they even let you in? They don't have media there, do they?
I don't think so, but I'll say this: I'll make a trek up there on Saturday. So I'll get some shots up there. See if I can get up there. I got nothing going on personally, so except for an interview I just had this week. So
Mackenzie Hughes is the leader.
Mackenzie Hughes.
10 under par.
Is he from, like, Mystic Seaport? Where is he from?
Canada.
Oh, he's a Canadian, eh? Hey?
Is he from Toronto or is he from Winnipeg?
I don't know where he's
He's
from.
not from Winnipeg.
Is Lululemon stock really at $294 a share? Are you serious right now?
Wow.
And when Dave Portnoy day trading is saying buy Lululemon. Those have been great.
Not the Lulu Country Club.
No, not the Lulu Schwab.
Hey, Trev, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Ms. Robin. Peace.
Be careful out there, man. Wow. So some gyms are opening. I'm talking about like in New Jersey. They're still not open, I don't believe.
Well, we had that one guy that opened a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah,
right?
well, that was before,
Yeah.
and he had hell to pay, and they shut him down. They sabotaged his business. You know,
Well,
that's what happens.
tomorrow was supposed to be going green. We should have a party tomorrow on the show.
I would wait. Don't do it. We better wait. You never know
Really?
with Governor Wolf and all these other governors. Something will happen. You know, maybe they'll listen to Malcolm Jenkins and say, hey, you know what, Malcolm Jenkins, he's probably still living here in Jersey. I got to listen to him. Murphy's going to say, no, let's keep the state shut down.
What's the latest on the very last alimony check, though? Is that what we're celebrating tomorrow as well?
It has not been delivered. It has not been sent.
Well, what are you waiting on?
Because I want to make sure I got documentation with this.
Oh,
I got to get this notarized. I need a letter. I got to write up. I need to get a lawyer. Maybe I'll get our sports law Dan Lust on.
Dan
it, right?
Lust, yeah.
He doesn't handle divorce law, does he?
I don't think so.
All right. All I need is a
Sports
letter.
law.
I need a letter saying this is it. This is it.
I'm sure
Make
Dan
no
Lust would be
mistake.
willing to write a letter.
I'd have to pay it. No, I would not ask a lawyer to write me a letter without any compensation involved. I'll have Robin write the letter.
Oh, because
Can
I'll
you take
do it without
dictation, Robin? Hey, Rob,
Sure.
why don't you sit on my lap later after the show and I'll give you some dictation. Speaking of that, we have a couple of updates still ahead on the show today, Harry.
Yes, we do.
I don't know what's going on in other parts of the world, but I remember back in the day when it was just about gerbils. And now so many different living things are now making their way into the human body. And I don't know what's going on out there, Harry, but whatever it is, it's insane. Harry will have a leech update from Cambodia, and Miss Robin will have an eel update from China. China. That's all coming up. Rich Lerner from the Golf Channel. We'll find out what's going on up there in Connecticut, Harry. That's all still ahead. Coming up in the next hour, it is a Thirsty Thursday. Tony, Harry, Miss Robin, the whole gang. Right here on SiriusXM 211. And also SB Nation Radio and twitch.tv/Tony Bruno Show. We'll tell you again how you could win a golf bag in the next hour, so stick around for that.
And we need to do the official on air on Sirius.
What?
Happy birthday.
Okay. I know. Yeah, they did that earlier.
He what?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh.
I mean, even before the hyper, like everything needs to be.
They did that
way,
last
way
gasp,
clean.
changing the name of the pizza place in Philly to Pasquale's to try to sell pizza and confuse. Well, I was talking to my son Chris, who used to be a manager. He was a regional manager of Chuck E. Cheese. He said that their pizza is really good, the Chuck E. Cheese pizza,
Oh, yeah?
compared to a lot of stuff. It gets ripped all the time, but the product's all fresh. I haven't had one in forever. Now, this guy, they're looking for this guy, Harry, in Northern Liberty. He's trying to break into a Bryn Mawr trust. They wouldn't let him in either. They wouldn't let you in or this guy in. Here it is. Philadelphia police searching for a man accused of breaking into the bank in the city's Northern Liberty section. The man entering the Bryn Mawr
Right on
Trust.
Gerard Avenue.
Yeah,
I
right
think.
down there,
What video did you
100
send,
block.
Colin?
Happened on June 7th. Well, he didn't break in and get anything. You think they're going to catch him? Hell no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do anything pretty much. As long as I don't look horrible. That's the number one rule. Everybody else can look crappy, but just not me.
7-Eleven is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of a suspect setting fire to a store in the Alney section last month at 150 East Champlost Avenue around 10 o'clock. Oh.
McMullen trolls for single moms at Chuck E. Cheese birthday parties.
Well, who doesn't?
My kids used to love Chuck E. Cheese. And then there was another place that was like a Chuck E. Cheese knockoff, except bigger and better. And it was something, I think it was called The Jungle. So Philly Godfather, tomorrow we want him.
Yeah.
Or should we do him today at 5:20 if he can, since we don't have.
I don't know.
I'll ask him.
Let's do Philly Godfather today. That would be good.
Well, I got to ask him if he's available, Robin.
Right. If you have him on speed dial, see if he's available at 5:20 today.
Robin, I thought you said that Oak Island Treasure show is fake. It says after they found it, the brothers finally found the Oak Island Treasure.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
It is the show of record, I guess. We all have records on this, so that's why we're here. No, I don't have it. You have a criminal record, Harry?
It's been expunged, I think, by now.
Good. I don't have a criminal record. Robin, do you have a criminal record?
Nope. Not anymore.
We do have a
Colin
football
Farrell?
update, though.
I do not have a criminal record.
All right, I just want to make sure there's no criminals in here.
Convicted? No, never convicted.
Never convicted. Okay, that's that. That's all that matters.
Accused, but never convicted.
Exactly right.
Always acquitted.
That's a line from Stripes when he says something like that. I've been convicted of a felony. Oh, no, never convicted.
Never convicted.
No felonies.
And never impeached, because I'm unimpeachable. We have unimpeachable sources, and we have an NFL update.
Yeah, this is Adam Schefter tweeted this a few minutes ago. The NFL owners have approved a proposal today to cover the seats closest to the field and then place sponsor logos over those seat coverings.
Oh, I'm glad they're
about
getting
that?
down to the business. Let's give them.
See? It is essential.
What say you, Malcolm Jenkins? They're covering the seat so they can put sponsor. Mike Trout's going to lose his seat.
I know.
Right down there where when
In the
Zach
goal.
Ertz gets a touchdown, he brings it right over to him. Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of Malcolm Jenkins.
Yes.
We do have a strapper call
That addresses Malcolm
that
Jenkins?
addresses Malcolm Jenkins.
Let's go to the strapper line then.
Well, you have to talk it up just a little bit
Okay,
more.
I'm sorry. We got to give
because
Josie a
we're-
chance. So the strapper line has been active.
Yes, it has.
Very active overnight, Harry. So there's crime in the city. A couple were sitting on their steps down here in South Philly last night. Got shot 17 times. They were visiting their father-in-law.
From Ohio,
From
right?
Ohio.
Wow.
And somebody blasted them off their porch at 1:20 in the morning. But let's go to the strapper line.
You know, Tony, this might be an unpopular opinion here, but someone needs to tell Malcolm Jenkins to shut his mouth. Now, this guy, I don't know what it is, but everybody always needs to hear this guy's opinion, and he's saying that he's not going to play until the coronavirus risk is completely eliminated. Well, guess what, Malcolm? It's never going to be completely eliminated, so you might as well retire right now. And you know what? You're in a profession which, whether or not you think is non-essential, it gives everybody else in this country that's dealing with it. There's people going to work every day making a whole hell of a lot less than you are, pal. So you need to strap up and get out on the field. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Well, you know, if he's uncomfortable, then he doesn't have to show up, right?
Exactly.
You know?
And again, to tell him to shut up, he's a CNN analyst.
People go to him for opinions.
Exactly. So I never tell anybody to shut up. It's he plays the game. Now, of course, you know, if I were at this point, if I had made $70 million in my career,
I'd probably be retired already.
I would say, screw it, yeah. Rona, I'll just go someplace where I'm not going to worry about it.
He's got a ring.
Exactly.
You
Where
know,
did he get that ring?
Philly.
Exactly.
But I
He
do
has two Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, he
Does he
got
have
one with
two?
the Saints.
Was he on that?
Yeah,
team?
he was on.
part
So
of
he's
that
got
Saints
two
team.
rings.
Okay, then he's
But
got
I do
two.
understand the anger from regular hardworking people who are saying, look, this is our one outlet that we look forward to. And you,
But
by
he can
saying
still
this
say
out,
what he wants,
I
Robin.
know, but you have somebody like Malcolm Jenkins, who is a big name, and people listen. And so when he gives his own opinion like that, it affects people. It influences people. And so there are people like regular hardworking people who are looking forward to the season coming back, and they're saying, if we have somebody like Malcolm Jenkins convincing people that it's not an essential job, then we're not going to get football back.
Now, football's coming back.
It's coming back.
But I can
Regardless
understand.
of what
I'm
Malcolm
saying
says.
I
He
understand
could say,
the
I don't want
anger.
to play.
Yeah.
I actually put that up on the Tony Bruno Show Instagram in the beginning of the show. I said, after hearing Malcolm Jenkins voice his concerns, are you worried about the season starting on time? 2/3 of the people have said yes.
Really?
67%.
See?
He was a rookie when the Saints won that Super Bowl. So he does have 2.
Yep.
Yep.
No, he's a great player. I mean, the guy is borderline Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look at his career. Nobody's discounting his contribution to football, and certainly he can do whatever he wants as an activist. That's his right. He's an American. But people get angry. Look, after what we went through with baseball, with the back and forth every day for how long? 2 months before they finally reached this ridiculous decision, and people are going to watch baseball. But to say it now, when we knew what was going on, we knew that guys were going to go back to camp. And, let's be honest, a lot of these players, especially veteran players, they're not looking forward to get out there chomping at the bit to go out and work out in public.
They hate camp. They look
exactly.
If they could get out of it, without penalty, they would.
Exactly. And so I have no problem with Malcolm Jenkins speaking his mind. And again, he says there's over 2,000 players and coaches, not just at the facilities. These players go home to their families. And we're technically non-essential.
Yeah, I don't get the non-essential, but the other part of his point I think is pretty sound.
Yes.
It's not like the NBA or what the NHL is doing. And by the way, I heard the NHL was going to announce the 2 cities today.
What, today?
They were going to be Las Vegas and Vancouver.
Vancouver.
But now the Vancouver portion may not work out, so they're rethinking it.
So it is going to be Vegas.
Vegas is basically a lock.
Baby, Vegas!
From what I was told.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, let's get it back to the other story we're talking about, which is the bag. We have the beautiful Flagadelic bag from Loudmouth Bags. Dean at Loudmouth down there putting one up. Also, 3 prizes, Harry. One person next Wednesday, July 1st, will get a bag with the Tony Bruno, Harry Mays logo on it. It's a beautiful bag, Harry.
It is.
Now, have you used yours? Are you taking it out?
No, I have not.
You saving it for the 4th of July?
I'm saving it for the right round.
Now, can you hold
What
it
do
up
you mean
so
the
people
right
can see?
round?
Like a special event.
How about the 4th of July when you go out there and you're spanking it around next weekend? You got to take this bag out, Harry. What do you want, American? You going to burn the bag now? You afraid some of your friends are going to burn the bag because it's got an American flag on it?
Hey, Mark, pump the brakes.
Now, once again, this
You afraid
bag,
some Antifa people are going to spray lighter fluid
yes.
on it?
this
That'll get
bag,
stolen at my club.
this bag is worth $350
Exactly.
if you choose to have the logo and your name embroidered on it. And you can have the Tony Bruno and Harry Mays logo plus your name embroidered on the side of the bag.
I got 17 clubs in here, so it's a little heavy.
Yeah, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous loudmouth bag.
Are you Vanna White?
Yes, I'm doing my Vanna
And
White.
the way to win
Carol
is going
Merrill.
to twitch.tv/Tony Bruno Show. Follow the show. If you're following on YouTube, make sure that you follow it on YouTube. And then type in hashtag LoudBagsInc, all lowercase, and you will automatically be entered to win.
You got the Aflac duck head
Now,
cover
the
up
grand
there?
prize, the grand prize is the bag.
Is the bag.
Then there is also second place winner is the
Driver head cover.
head cover, and third place winner is the utility head cover.
Correct. So
How
there you
beautiful
go.
is that? You know where that's from, right?
Concord. Oh yeah, that's a sweet track.
Exactly right, man.
Nice.
I got to put all my like Marion. I got a lot of great tracks that I played, and you get you collect the the bag tags.
Right.
I got those. I'm going to
Now
put that on that.
this
baby.
contest is open until next week. The drawing will be at the end of the show, July 1st. And then whoever wins can either have just the bag sent immediately, or if you want the engraving, it'll take a couple days.
It's an
longer.
embroidering. It's not an engraving.
So that's
embroidering.
that's a Wednesday, July.
That's
next Wednesday, the 1st of July.
1st.
Right.
And then if you want to buy one of these, check out the bags. Go to the website, loudbagsinc.com, and you'll see it. And if you want to buy a bag, 25% off
Yes.
for Tony Bruno Show listeners. And what's the promo code to get the 25%
Bruno
off?
25.
There you go. It can't get easier than
And
that.
that is the highest discount but through any other entity.
Exactly.
They only are giving the 25% off to Bruno listeners.
Exactly right. It's a Flagadelic golf bag, and the second prize is a driver head cover, and the third is a utility. And the raffle's going on until next Wednesday. So enter. It's electronically kept. There's no switching. You don't have to do like a mail-in vote, and then they get lost somewhere. Everything is tracked right here by the tracker.
Wait, so I put my envelope in the freezer for no good reason?
Exactly right. Yes, you cannot bribe us to win. It's not rigged, even though Dean from Clearwater won last time, but
Right.
it wasn't rigged.
Nope.
Everybody was mad when he won because people thought, even I was thinking, did he pay off the Streamlabs bot?
Well, even I've thought as soon as we announced the winner, I'm like, this doesn't look good.
No.
I know.
You know?
But what we're going to do?
Yeah.
So far, 106 tickets have been released. So that's not a lot, folks.
No.
That means that you guys have a really good chance. So let's get some more people in there.
And we have a whole week. And again,
Right.
you go here. How you have to do it. You have to follow us on the Twitch app. So twitch.com/Tony Bruno Show. It doesn't cost you anything to go in there. You log in and then you follow the show. You follow the show and you
Twitch.tv.
Twitch.tv. What did I say? Twitch.com.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Tony Bruno Show. This is where you can watch the show every day. You can get on the Twitch stream and go back and forth with all of our fellow strappers on there. You can partake of all the contests. No, fourth place is not a box of custom Trojans with the loudmouth emblem on each one of those. No, it does not have that on. Although we can work on that. You have the Tony Bruno Harry Mays face.
The logo
right there on the condoms.
Oh,
this
nice.
way, when you're about to consummate a very safe situation in the Situation Room without Wolf Blitzer, preferably, then you know it'll all be really safe, and you'll think about the good times that you had listening to Tony Bruno, Harry Mays, Miss Robin, and the whole gang.
Tony, you forgot to mention that the Twitch chat room is the official ripping of John McMullen room too. So
Yeah, but
that's
we don't have to. We don't have to advertise. We don't encourage that.
Yeah.
We do not encourage ripping anybody on the Twitch stream. It just has become this. It's become organic. It's not organized like the protests and the rioting and the looting and the taking down statues. That's not organic. That's all. That's all planned. This John McMullen thing on the Twitch stream, Harry, has a life of its own.
It really does.
It really does.
Now we've got. I know we got Rich Lerner coming up, but we've got breaking news from the world of country music. Tony.
Yes, I know, Harry. This is sort of sad.
Sad?
No, I'm joking. I thought these idiots bagged it a long time ago.
Yeah, well, their career was all but done
when the whole George Bush thing happened.
Yeah,
How long? Many years ago was that? Like 15 years ago.
That was probably 04, maybe 05, somewhere around there.
Trump's been in now almost 4 years. Then you had 8 years of Obama.
It was
That's
during
12.
W's.
Yeah, it was George W. Bush era.
So it was pre-2008.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the Dixie Chicks have changed their name. We had Lady Antebellum going to Lady A a couple of weeks ago.
We joked yesterday about Dixie Highway down in Florida, and there's Dixie Highways everywhere. There's Winn-Dixie. Are they going to get rid of that, too?
The grocery store.
Exactly.
Chain, yeah. They've changed their name,
to
Tony.
what?
The Chicks.
The Chicks?
The Chicks.
Not the White Chicks.
No.
I got a better name for them. How about the racist redneck white chicks? White trash chicks.
Or how
about that? Racist redneck white trash chicks. Since they are from the South, Harry, and since all of NASCAR was condemned as a bunch of racist rednecks from the South,
They're
right?
from Texas.
They're rednecks, are they not?
How about if they change it to "We just want to be relevant again"?
How about who the hell even knew who the stinking Dixie Chicks were before 15 years ago?
I know. Well, they're having a resurgence.
Cujo Knows says D Chicks sounds better.
Well, I looked at them. There's no D Cups in that group.
Now, there's also the Dixie Cups. Are they going to change their name?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Maybe
it is
they'll
a
get
good
canceled.
question.
Yeah.
I got some in the bathroom now. I may have to go burn them during the break.
And wasn't Trixie and Dixie or something one of the mice in Sylvester, one of the cartoon characters?
Trixie and Dixie, they're at Club Risque.
They're on the side stage.
Yeah.
They're not ready
Day
for
shift.
the day shift
Day
side
shift.
stage.
It's all
They're
right.
not ready for the main ramp yet, Harry. Come on, man. What about Dixieland? That's a great question.
Yeah.
Matt and Livermore. Rich Lerner from the Golf Channel. He's going to join us next. I just can't keep up with all the cancellations. This feels like a winter storm when everybody's listening to the radio to find out if their schools are closed or their businesses are shut down. Sheepers. We're coming right back.
Bartco24, thank you. Ixie and Dixie and Mr. Jinx. That's who I was thinking of.
Here's another one just in from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw, Mayor Jim Kenney apologized for using tear gas on protesters back on when they were blocking 676, the Vine Street Expressway.
My God.
I did just order those two. Yeah. Yeah, how about anybody named Dixie? What if your first name is Dixie? There's a lot of Dixies.
Dixie Carter? Wasn't she one of the Golden Girls, or she's dead?
No, she was in
Designing Women.
Designing Women.
Women, that's right. So I said, I'm shocked Natalie Maine still identifies as a chick. Get ready for name change, too.
The other two are pretty hot.
I mean, you haven't seen. I mean, everybody looks good with airbrushing and.
Now there is a famous TikTok star apparently whose name is Dixie DeMello. She's 18 years old.
I don't acknowledge TikTok.
I don't either.
Dixie Carter, entrepreneur.
I mentioned Dixie Carter. There's a bunch of Dixie Carter.
There's a baseball legend.
Dixie Walker.
Dixie Walker.
He was racist. That's right. Dixieland Delight is an Alabama song, Harry. Even though I'm not a big Alabama fan, or a Florida Georgia line, or any of these.
I'm not a fan of any of the Alabama or Florida Georgia line.
The Dixie meter is very low on who's famous.
How about the Dickless chicks? I mean, that's good, too. That's a good one. The Dickless chicks.
No, because we don't know that for sure.
Well, that's true, too. How about the double bagger chicks?
I actually think they're all kind of pretty.
Yeah, right.
The Dixie Chicks will now just be known simply as Mark.
Exactly. That's much better.
You're not going to live that one down.
That's going to live on for a while.
I didn't even realize I said it. Because how many times have we said Mike Trout on this show? Like every day.
Godfather's good at 5:20.
Beautiful, man.
Awesome.
There's a good picture. They don't even go 3 wide with this much intensity at Daytona. See this great shot from back in the day with Bobby Hall and against the New York Rangers and the Chicago Blackhawks. No, it wasn't Bobby Hall. Yeah, it was Bobby Hall, number 9. Bobby Hall. Here it is, Tom Wolf, 2 hours ago, Harry. Governor Wolf calls to wear masks that has been endorsed by Pennsylvania businesses that see mask wearing as vital to protecting customers, employees, communities, and their bottom lines.
That's when you go inside.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
Ah, yes, kids, it is Thirsty Thursday. Pour out another call with that. It's not that we intentionally bring in guests that have Philadelphia connections.
just
It's
happens.
just that so many people have Philadelphia connections. Mark Guba's last hour, Roxborough, suburb of Philly in the
Penn
city.
Charter High School.
Exactly right. And now this gentleman from the Golf Channel happens to have grown up in the Philadelphia area. Is it our fault? Is it his fault?
No.
That he's been on the Golf Channel forever and he's another Philadelphia area guy?
Temple guy, too.
Exactly right. Rich, how are you, man?
Good, fellas. How we doing?
Beautiful, man.
I'm doing, as we say in Philly, I'm doing really good. Really good. I just had a hoagie for lunch. It was really good. And, the Phillies are really bad. And
wait a minute, let him play a couple of games first. Come on, Rich. I know it's early to jump on the bandwagon, or off the bandwagon.
That's a good accent.
No,
though,
I know it is.
going there.
But you don't do that on. See, you're eliminating, much like myself and Harry. We've eliminated that Philly accent when we do our professional broadcasting stuff.
Speaking of lunch, by the way, in this new world, I've been packing my lunch, and I just haven't done that since I was at Camp Adventure in 1973.
In the Pocono Mountains? Was that in the Poconos?
No, it was in the Lehigh Valley. It was, I'm reminded. I just pulled a turkey sandwich out of the little baggies there, and the turkey sandwich, the baggie that held the sandwich, is bigger than the dry cleaning bags they give you in hotels, which still pisses me off. Like, I'm on the road a lot, and I've got, like, if it's a 2-week run, and I've got 3 suits, like on a Tuesday, 3 suits, 4 dress shirts, some pants, some socks, and underwear. I have to stuff all of that in a bag that barely can hold a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And have you ever tried to stuff that in, Tony, when you're on the road?
Oh, yeah,
you're
absolutely.
Like punching the thing and to try to get it in? I mean, can they give you a bigger bag? I don't understand that.
Well, it's funny. Michael Bradley, one of our friends, he eats brown bags to this day. I mean, he gets this. But he uses a paper bag when it comes to lunch, though. Do you use a paper or plastic?
No, I upgraded. I have the, where you put the ice pack in, and then you sling it over your shoulder. And I've upgraded here.
Beautiful. Wow.
And I've got an apple. I'm big on. With my diet, I'm big on taking the apple and then staring at it for a week. While I hoover the salt and vinegar chip. But I'm somehow staring at the apple is good for your overall health.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I feel that way.
Now, the hell with golf talk. Let's just talk about food and lunch product. I'm getting hungry right now, Rich. All right, Rich. Now we had the crazy news, but everybody was in a panic again because we're all hovering on that brink of, oh no, now the PGA Tour is going to shut down. And luckily, yesterday when we heard from the commissioner that the two main golfers, did not have it. Their caddies did. And then the other guy who just won over the weekend, Webb Simpson, said, screw it, I just won a big check down in Hilton Head. I'm going to stay away from Connecticut, too.
Well, Webb Simpson had a family member test positive. I don't know which family member. And out of an abundance of caution, that's a phrase we're hearing a lot, he decided to stay away. So, look, they've done, since they've come back, this is the 3rd week, they've done over 2,500 on-site tests. That's players, caddies, and officials. And they've had 0.25, 1/4% test positive.
Right.
So I don't think anybody needs to panic at this point. I think we're all vigilant. I mean, everybody knows what's going on. And what's different about the PGA Tour versus, say, what the NBA is going to try to do is this is a traveling bubble, which can't be hermetically sealed. The NBA will set it down in one spot, Orlando, Florida, and keep everything contained. PGA Tour has gone from Texas, which had a big spike, to South Carolina, which had an enormous rise in cases, and now to Connecticut, which is has flattened and even depressed the curve. And so, not easy to go from city to city while the virus is raging, and we know that it is. But so far, I think they've done a reasonably good job. And I'm not here to cheerlead for the tour, but I would agree with the commissioner. They're, like everybody else in this country, they're learning to live with and work under these conditions in the Corona world. And so long as it continues to be reasonably safe and doesn't impact negatively the communities in which they're working, then I think keep going. It's been a nice distraction, and I don't think there's any reason to shut it down at this point. Could change. You never know. It could change, but I don't think there's any reason. There's some people are saying that it's time to shut it down. I don't agree with that right now.
Well, I was panicked yesterday around 1:30 when I saw tweets saying that the commissioner was in a jet headed for Hartford, and there was a press conference scheduled at 2 o'clock, whatever, that got pushed back to 2:30. And I'm thinking, oh, boy, here we go, because if they can't control a virus with a socially distanced type of sport like golf, how are they going to be able to control it with, sports where guys come in contact with one another, like hockey and basketball and such? So that's why I was panicked, but I was glad.
That's a good point. Yeah. No, I thought he did. I thought he was smart. I mean, I understand that when we all had that sort of reaction. Here comes the commissioner. But I think he needed to get out in front of it and speak to the players and to the world. And I thought he did a solid job allaying fears yesterday. But who knows what we're in store for? I mean, I'm told the NFL is going to play the first month without fans. I don't know what you guys have heard. But the first month without fans, college football, I think college football might be in some trouble here. I mean, you have more than 20 positive cases down at Clemson. Texas had a number of cases. I don't know how you get kids back on campus and keep them, tucked away, and that'll have, far-reaching consequences on college athletics because the football supports so many other sports.
Right.
The bigger schools, Clemson's and Texas's will survive it, but I think as the further down you go, it could really have an enormous and negative impact. But anybody that says they can see a month down the road, 2 months down the road is fooling you. We just can't. And I mean, I think that what's unnerving is that the graph is going the wrong way. The 7-day rolling average on this thing is not good, and we just have not done. We just haven't done a good job with it. It's not a political statement in any way. That's just a fact. We just haven't done a good job with it. Relative to the rest of the world. And if you look at the 7-day rolling average of the European Union versus the United States, we're not even in their ballpark. So we have to deal with it, live with it, and try to move forward best as we can. And we, everybody sort of thought we were going to get a little bit of a break here in the summertime with the warmer weather. That doesn't appear to be happening. And then it's frightening to think what could happen in the fall and winter, and that's the confusion. Hey, do I have the flu? Do I have corona? I don't know. I sound a little bit alarmist, but these are just the facts right now, and so I think we're all trying to figure out. You guys are back at work. I'm back at work, and our building has all sorts of protocols and arrows and rooms. I'm in a separate room. Billy Cratchit's our analyst today. He's in a different room than I am. It's a scaled-down staff, and we're doing the best that we can because I think I certainly like the idea of being back to work, and we have to try to generate some economy here. But man, this is not an optimal situation. That's for sure.
Rich Lerner of the Golf Channel joining us. Tony Bruno, Harry Mays, and Rich, we're a couple of weeks away from. Aren't there supposed to be people at the memorial now? That's coming up.
Fans.
You think that's going to be put on hold now because of the recent? I mean, there's only been 7 positives out of like 2,757 tests, and the only thing I can think of is maybe they say, hey, pump the brakes on the memorial crowds out there in Ohio.
They could very well decide to do that. I don't know, but right now the plan is to have, I want to say it's in the neighborhood of 8,000 fans a day. They'll all be given a badge, and the tournament officials will be able to track them through some chip that's implanted in the badge and track people so that they don't have clusters gathered where people are on top of one another. They claim they have a good plan in place. I know the people at Memorial, they're sharp people. In theory, it seems like, they might be able to pull it off, but I don't know. And again, what is that, about a month away or 3 weeks away? A lot can change between now and then.
I think Harry has a countdown clock to the Memorial.
Because that's Tiger's return.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Harry has Harry in his phone. I'm not making this up, Rich. Harry Mays has countdown clocks to, like, the Masters.
Yeah, the Masters.
He's got him to the Memorial. He's got it to college football, the opening of the Temple season, the Eagles season, baseball season. He's got everything.
That's all we can do right now is
countdown clocks in his phone.
Yeah. 139 days and 15 hours till the Masters.
139 days and 15 hours.
How are my Owls going to be this year if there is football?
If there is football, probably 8 wins.
Yeah.
Do they go to the Marmot Bowl?
Yeah.
They don't go down to the new bowl that's been changed now, the Belk Bowl, because they're not eligible for the conference,
their
right?
conference is not affiliated with them.
Listen, Temple has come a long way.
No doubt.
I love Temple. I mean, I went there early 80s and absolutely loved every part of it. The city life, taking a subway to school with my daily news, reading Stan Hochman and Ray Didinger and John Schulian. And I mean, the only sports page that I thought rivaled the Philadelphia Daily News back in the day was the old Boston Globe. The Sunday Globe with Will McDonough and Dan Shaughnessy and Bob Ryan on basketball. But anyway, I remember back in the day, you might recall these ads, Tony. Temple's just a great sort of every man's school, every woman's school. And they used to run ads where they would have a fresh-faced college student stare right into the camera and say, I could have gone anywhere, but I chose Temple. Now they can hold on a second. You telling me you could have gone to Yale, Harvard, but you chose to go to Wilkie Buick University. You chose to go to Wimpy University. Come on, I mean, I love this school as much as anybody, but honestly, no, Temple.
I remember those spots. I remember those spots vividly because I did a mock-up of them. You know, I'm Tony Bruno. I could have gone to Yale, Stanford, Harvard, all great schools, but I chose Temple University. Then those were the ads. And Bill Cosby was even doing ads. This is so and so. He could have gone anywhere. They should bring those back. Bring those back.
Temple chose me. Okay?
Right.
Temple chose me, and here's how it chose me. After I struggled at leafy and prestigious Lehigh University, I got a little too rambunctious at a fraternity my sophomore year. I was in Alpha Kappa Dumbbell, which was right next to Phi Sigma Moron, which is,
I've been to both those places, yes.
Fraternities are licensed to do stupid things, aren't they?
Right.
Especially back in those days. And now Lehigh was a little too rigorously academic for me, and then Temple chose me and said, here, come on. Come here.
You could have been an engineer. Yeah. You could have been an engineer at Lehigh.
I was at Sigma Tau Booze at Shippensburg, too, and flunked out after 3 years.
Let me tell you something. We had. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to potentially damage my reputation here, but it was a long time ago. But we had mechanical engineers in our fraternity, civil engineers, electrical engineers, every imaginable engineer, smartest of the smart. And our first semester sophomore year, all of these engineers gathered. I think we had a cum of 1.8, but we did come up with a great discovery thanks to our engineering team. We figured out a way to make one bong go from 17 rooms to one central location.
Wow. That's engineering right there. Yeah. Screw MIT. Who needs MIT when you have those kind of minds?
Jeez. That was engineering. And I'm telling you, I don't know how the hell we all made it out of there, but we did. You ever look back and go, and that's why I'm reluctant to criticize two boys in their 20s, and I always say about, hey, you lean into your kids, you get on them. I said, listen, my kids are 300 mistakes behind me at the same age. So, no, I back off of my boys now.
Now, Harry has action at this Travelers. Who do you like, Rich, when this all is said and done?
I took Abraham Answer. He didn't get out to a great start. He's 3 under.
I'm always pulling for guys now. I grew up losing at the Berkeley Country Club. It was a fine Jewish club in Pennsylvania. I lost to guys named Abe and Morty and Izzy. I had a match once. I was like the Jewish Johnny Miller, and I was like a young teenage golfer of great promise. And I used to choke my guts out. And I was playing Shim Benioff in the first round of the club championship, and Shim was like an 11. I was at 2, and he had me 4 down with 5 to go. And I was trying to figure out how was I going to tell my father and all my friends that I lost to a guy who sells mink skulls to women named Mildred and Myrtle and Roz.
Yeah, but you never went to Craft Brothers 937 South Street Store of the Stars, did you?
I never made it there. I've gone to Boyd's many times. So, but to finish the Shim story, Shim wore orthopedic shoes with laces up the side, and he used to get it back to his hip and explode into the ball. And he managed with it, the burning skulls and some decent chipping. He would get it around an 83. So he had me 4 down with 5 to go, and he started choking. I won 3 holes in a row with bogey, and on 17, I was in the trees dead. The match is over, and Shim, all he had to do was bunt one like 130 yards down in this short par 4, and he sculled it, and it went over the pine trees and onto the roof of the porn shop, which sat adjacent to the club. Landed right on the roof of the adult bookstore. He made triple, and I won on the 19th hole. Wow. I rallied, only to lose to Sam Blinderman, who was 35 years older, a foot shorter, and sold women's undergarments wholesale. I lost to Blindy.
Wow.
How did your dad react to that one?
That's my story as a young golfer, and lo and behold, all these years I end up at Golf Channel. Holy!
But Harry Mays is golfer. You didn't give him any love.
What, Abraham Answer?
So I look, Abe. First of all, Abe Answer. Go look it up on YouTube. There's a phenomenal story. It's very powerful about Abraham Answer. He's from Reynosa, Mexico, the pride of Reynosa. And the story of his father taking him to the local club there. He lost his father, I want to say maybe 6 years ago. Went to high school in a border town in Texas, junior college, and has made it big. He's a wonderful story. I like Abe's game. He played really well last week. I like McIlroy. I think Rory, I'll go with the chalk. I mean, it's not a bold pick, but he's number 1 in the world. I think he ironed out a few kinks the last couple of weeks, and he shot 63 today. So, yeah, and the Canadian kid shot 60 today. Play a different game. I mean, these guys shoot 60, and you don't even bat an eyelash anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, speaking of a different game, this DeChambeau guy, I mean, he's carrying the ball 340 yards, 350 yards?
Well, look, I spent the pandemic, I was desperate for sports, and I locked into the 1992 World's Strongest Man competition, and it was Olaf Kluf de Sluve pulling an apartment building, a full city block in Helsinki. Was very compelling. And it's just only to tune into golf, and there is the world's strongest man. There's Bryson DeChambeau, who he looks like an offensive lineman right now.
Yeah.
I mean, not like a NFL. Like he plays maybe for Juniata College or Muhlenberg.
Widener.
Yeah. How about like Combing? I mean, let's say, give Shippensburg.
Harry, why don't you run me right through the Pennsylvania Conference right now?
The PSAC.
Yeah. The PSAC.
East Stroudsburg.
Wait, not PSAC. That's a different conference right there.
Millersville.
PSAC.
Shippy.
Yep.
Could you get to Shippy, Indiana, Pennsylvania,
California.
Kutztown. All right, hey,
Exactly.
for a token, dues $2. Name me 2 NFL players from Kutztown.
Well,
Andre Reed.
Andre Reed, one of the all-time greats.
And there was a linebacker that played for the Broncos. I forget his name.
Yes. And we had him on. No, he's local too.
Yeah. Oh man.
We had him on the show.
I'll give you another one. He returned kicks for the New York Jets.
I know this, and it's bugging me. Is his first name Mark? Yeah. No, I think that's a joke. It's an ongoing joke on the show.
It's not Crabette. He went to Hofstra.
No, Wayne Crabette went to Hofstra, yes.
Boy, I don't know.
How about Bruce Harper?
Bruce Harper.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then I think Doug Dennison was a running back for the Cowboys.
Yes, Doug Dennison, that's right.
Was a Kutztown product.
I didn't know he went to Kutztown. I know who that player is, but wow. I got to look up this linebacker from the Broncos.
Slippery
I know he
Rock.
played
But anyway, everybody's dropping all these schools. Slippery Rock, Lockhaven.
Yeah.
In Lebanon Valley College.
Lebanon Valley. Stop and get some Utz's pretzels.
Yes.
In the Lebanon area.
Lebanon, they say up there. Lebanon.
Get off. You don't have none. Say not.
See, now that's where I grew up.
Yeah, see, that's Harry's a Berks County guy. That's good Berks County knowledge right there, man.
Here it is.
DeChambeau. Look, the honesty, what he's doing is borderline revolutionary. I mean, he is a guy who put on, I want to say, 35, 40 pounds in the last 4 or 5 months. He's added 2 shirt sizes. Which a lot of us did during the shutdown, but and lost yardage off the tee. He was of the mind. This is the guy who's made his way as kind of the mad scientist. That was sort of his brand coming out of college at SMU. He uses all same size golf clubs. In other words, the 9 iron's the same length as the 3 iron. Side saddle putting for a while. He uses wind gauges in practice, and so he determined, and it's not a brilliant discovery, but what is it? Increased mass with increased speed gives you greater distance, and he's now the longest driver in golf. He went from maybe 3-4 years ago, he was middle of the pack, 45th, 299 yards off the tee, to 323 off the tee. And his swing looks sort of like the kind of swing you see with the long drive guys who play in those long drive competitions. Like it's real, it's kind of caveman. You know, it's not elegant, but he's hit the ball really straight. And on top of it all, he is and was a very accomplished and well-rounded player. He's not just a long hitter. So the thinking is he's going to change the game. That guys coming behind him are going to be, weightlifters and just big dudes, and you're trying to create as much speed as you can and just hit it forever. And because it's obviously it makes sense if you have 105 yards in versus 175, you have a better chance to make birdie from 105, even if you're in the rough. And he's had really good results, lots of top fives in the last, 7-8 tournaments. So he's the sort of the buzz of golf. It's like, hey, have you seen how far Bryson is hitting it? And even McIlroy, who played with him, was blown away. And I promise you, Rory isn't easily blown away. And Rory hits at 320, 321 off the tee. So he can move it as well.
Rich Lerner. Rich, one thing, you're not following me on Twitter. That could be a violation, and I'm not going to get you any.
Wait a minute. Did I not follow you on
I'm not going to get you any Seltzers, Lebanon, Bologna next time I go up to Lebanon. Lebanon.
John Mobley was the
John
guy I was
Mobley,
thinking
that's
of.
right. He went to the Denver Broncos. He was a linebacker.
First-round draft pick from Kutztown.
Exactly right. Kutztown State or Kutztown. That's after they lost the state. Rich, happy birthday to Monty. It's his 57th birthday today, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Colin Montgomery. Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you so much.
See you guys. Bye, Harry. Bye, Tone.
There he is, Rich Lerner. You can't get better kibitzing about golf than that anywhere else.
That was pretty awesome.
Nowhere. We're coming right back. Stick around.
He's got stories, man.
Oh, my gosh.
He's
so funny.
He is really funny. Yeah.
He did an amazingly good
Oh,
South
the Philly accent. Oh, yeah.
Tony can't do that.
And then he does the Pennsylvania Dutch, too, at the end.
I'm very impressed. Wants to enter to win the bag. The golf.
What course can Rich get Harry on?
Golf,
Pretty much anyone
golf.
you want.
Yeah.
Bag. Go to twitch.tv/ Tony Bruno Show.
Yeah.
He doesn't play PGA anymore?
No.
57?
Mm-mm. I was watching some of that World's Strongest Man today. They run it on CBS Sports Network.
Oh, great. I can't.
You guys are freaks.
I know.
There is a limit to join the chat or to enter to win the golf bag. Go to Tony Bruno Show. Yeah, I shouldn't have given that to you earlier. I should have waited until the break. I didn't think that you were actually going to start eating it during.
I'm sorry.
I know. Okay, people on Periscope. You got to make the move, man. Make the move to
where?
Either YouTube or Twitch. Twitch is at the moment better. Twitch.tv/ Tony Bruno Show. It's free.
We're going
free
down Periscope.
But that way you can catch everything. You can be part of the chat room. You can see it. It's not just every now and then scrolling. You can enter to win the golf bag worth $350. And you can join the family because in the Twitch room, you're family.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's Taylor.
Oh, more people coming into Twitch, getting their free tickets, their free entries. Dean, how many TVs are you watching right now? He's watching us. He's watching the Chelsea game.
You know what you should have put up there when Gooby was on? The picture of me throwing out the first pitch at the Angels game at Angel Stadium, opening day. I threw out the first pitch opening day, 2008
Yes,
at Angel
did.
Stadium. Oh, yeah. And you know who the catcher was? The pitcher who's still pitching. The hell was this guy's name?
Mark?
No, he wasn't a good. He was a relief pitcher. He's still around. No, he was one of their starting pitchers. If you watch the video, you'll see it. And he bounced around, but I think he's still pitching.
Is Tony getting enough to eat? Well, he wasn't until I gave him that bar.
I got an Atkins. Look at this. An Atkins granola chocolate chip bar.
Those are good.
3 grams of net carbs.
The Atkins bars
Rich
are
in
good.
fiber, 17 grams of protein.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
Back on the scene with your sports talk radio machine. Tony Bruno, Harry Mays. Rich Lerner, always loved to sit around with Rich. He's one of those guys, if you sat down for an hour and just could go and just tell stories,
Yeah.
great stuff.
And he loves all sports, too.
Yeah,
like,
he
he
does
can
everything.
talk all sports.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
You know who else is, and we've done it before, I think, Harry, you were a part of one of them, is Kenny Mayne.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He's another great, great storyteller.
Well, we did an hour and a half at the Super Bowl with
I know,
him 2
he
years
just wouldn't
ago.
stop.
We just kept going and going and
Yeah.
going. That's what we do. When you get on a roll, Harry, you just can't stop till you get enough. Speaking of can't stop till you get enough, you know what today is, Harry? On this date, in 2009, you know what happened? June 25th, 2009. That is 11 years ago today. Do you know what happened?
Was it an NBA draft?
No.
No?
Much more significant than any NBA draft.
Oh, yeah. I figured if you're coming up with it, it's
No,
not
I'm
NBA
telling you.
related.
When you know the answer, you will say had nothing to do with golf, NBA, had nothing to do with sports.
Oh, nothing to do with
It's
sports.
bigger than sports.
Oh, Michael Jackson
Exactly
died,
right.
and Farrah Fawcett died.
Exactly
They
right.
both died on the same day?
day within hours of,
And so,
Wow,
what's
I did not
bigger,
remember
Michael Jackson or an NBA draft?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, come on, Harry.
Yeah.
You think I'm just going to take gratuitous cheap shots at the NBA for no good reason?
Yes.
Most of the time I would, but not today. We're talking about Michael Jackson, the king of pop,
Yeah.
for God's sake.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, who could
Where
forget?
were you that day? It was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
We were in L.A., actually.
Yeah.
I was in an apartment with the Lima watching TV.
And here in Philly, though.
No, Plymouth meeting. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, in the Philly area. You weren't in Carolina.
No.
Because Robin and I met in late 2008, right?
Yeah.
And so that was our first summer together in 2009. We were going to Vegas every weekend, going to San Francisco.
Back in the good
Were
old
those the
days.
good old
Those were the
days?
good old
Good old
days.
days.
Oh, man. We had it all. We had it.
And then something went horribly,
Yeah.
horribly wrong.
What happened?
Something, just like in VH1's Behind the Music, and then something went terribly, terribly wrong.
Because isn't that right around the time you started working with me in the midday show, 2009?
It's all a blur to me now, Harry. Yeah, it was
somewhere
around
there.
that time.
I mean, I hate to do it to Philly,
Yeah.
but when Tony moved to Philadelphia and worked full time for 97.5.
Yeah, but we started. He was in L.A.
It was still fine. So it wasn't, but it was the move, and then everything went horribly
I can
wrong.
trace mine back to the move when I moved from
Yeah.
North Carolina back here.
I
There
can't
you go.
trace anything anymore. Even my contact tracer. My
tracer.
contact tracer just quit. He was trying to contact trace me.
Now, did you move back for the same reason, for the same radio station?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was just going to say, I was like,
This was pre-radio.
common denominator,
Yeah.
maybe? No.
Now, our good buddy Luigi checking in on the Twitch stream, too.
Yes.
He says, anytime anyone asks me about Michael Jackson, I just tell them to beat it. That's the kind of comedic insights you miss from Luigi, who is not here every day anymore. And now you know why. No, I'm just kidding. He's got to get in. He said he's going to pop in one day.
Is he working the Borscht Belt this summer?
No, the Borscht. No, he's driving a truck. He's keeping America moving.
I know.
Here.
He is.
We're in here wasting time, lollygagging, kibitzing with Rich Lerner of the Golf Channel, talking about Jewish golfers from way back in the day.
He is essential. He's an essential worker.
Yes, he is.
Keeping things working.
He's getting more accomplished than we are, Harry.
Got that Class 2 license?
That's the CDL,
Yeah.
baby. You CDLing?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a CDL?
No.
What's the matter, man? What's the matter with you?
Tony, we have some
Strapper line
two
calls?
more strapper line calls.
Let's get another strapper in here right now.
Yeah, 'cause
Step right up.
We got the Philly Godfather coming up
Correct.
in the final hour of the
Yes,
show.
the Philly Godfather will be firing, as he likes to say.
Yes.
Baseball over-under numbers, Harry. He has them all figured out. Yesterday we gave them to you. Let's go to the strapper line.
Strap on, strap off, strap on, strap off, the strapper line.
That might need to be our new strap on, strap off,
Short,
strapper line theme
compelling,
Mm-hmm.
short,
I like it.
sweet, to the point, good ending.
song. Strap on.
Remember this?
Strap
That's the
That was the
snap.
clapper.
The clapper,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Clap
Strapper
on.
line. I like it. I like it.
Now, that could have various connotations, too. That's what makes that even more powerful.
Yeah.
It may have been only like a 15-second call, but he had double entendre in there, which we like.
Right.
And then, of course, he had the big finish.
I think we
The
need to
strap on
keep
the
that
strapper.
in the inbox for whenever we need to go to it. Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah,
we
me
have
too.
another video. We have another strapper
One
call?
more strapper.
One more, and then we have another cut that I found earlier today. Somebody
Yes.
sent to me that we have to make a regular part of the show. Let's go to the next strapper call.
Happy Thirsty Speedo Song Thursday. Oh, wait, let me take my mask off. I'm here at work. Just calling in, the Penguin AZ. Calling in from hot Chandler, Arizona. Just trying to keep this golf courses up and running for you, Harry Mays.
Yes, sir.
Game that sprinkler action going along with play action reel here. Say hello to everybody. I'm running out of words to say. Hello, Tony, Miss Robin, Harry Mays, the wannabe golfer, the whole wine cellar crew, all the strappers out there. We got a case of some strapper here at work getting the Rona. Hopefully we're able to keep up them golf courses for you. salutations and greetings. I'm out.
Rack that guy.
That's the Penguin AZ from the Twitch stream, right?
Exactly right.
Beautiful.
The Penguin, Arizona, if you don't understand what AZ means. You down in the AZ? And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the mask controversy. You know, some people say, I'm not going to wear a mask, and now the governor's saying wear a mask. Every governor's saying wear a mask. We wear masks when we go out. We're doing our part. We're not wearing masks down here. But, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a woman who understands. Down in Florida, this is sort of a Florida update.
Kind
a
of, sort
woman at a public hearing down in Arizona somewhere. I guess this is in Phoenix. And it was a public hearing, so people got to go up to the microphone and give their opinions on the whole mask.
This is in Florida, not Arizona.
Oh, this is Florida. I'm sorry.
I think it's Palm Beach
No,
County.
I said Florida. No, the Arizona guy was our buddy Penguin AZ.
Right.
But in Florida, the Florida woman got up at a public meeting down there concerning mandatory facial coverings in public places. And she absolutely...
And I agree 100% with her.
All you people are saying you must wear masks. This woman has the quintessential answer and reason why she refuses to wear one. Let's go to the tape.
And I'm at the end, I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
She just dropped the mic.
She dropped the mic.
Wow.
She dropped her trowel.
Gotta breathe.
She dropped
her panties.
Her thong.
Yeah.
Now, she said underwear. That doesn't just mean the panties, Harry. The puppies got to breathe, too, you know. How many times have we heard, let them puppies breathe, right?
Right.
I would never say that, of course, unless I was at a Mardi Gras and, you know, I was throwing beads out to the crowd. Yeah,
or
exactly.
a Gasparilla.
Or a Gasparilla in Tampa. Now, what do you think, Robin? You got to let it breathe.
I totally agree. I mean, my doctor prescribed me crotchless pantyhose when I was working at the airport because things have to breathe.
Jesus.
And that's what I'm talking about.
I've known this forever. Things gotta breathe.
You hear that woman, Harry?
Wow.
She's got to go into heavy rotation, I think. Now.
Yeah.
We got to make her.
She wasn't bad looking either.
No, I was getting a little excited there. I was like, that's why I want to go to Florida soon, Harry.
That's right.
There's a lot of women like that
What are you
down
waiting
there.
for?
To let it breathe.
Right.
Can I hear her one more time, Robin? Just one more time.
Absolutely, Tony.
Yeah, she might roll into the square group.
And I'm at the end, I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
Exactly right. And she strolls away wearing her jeans, and there's some laughter in the background, Harry.
Strap on. Strap on. Strap on. Strap on.
The strapper.
That was
So
perfect.
that's not
perfect.
TMI. This is science. Clarky Bob says that's truly TMI, Miss Robin. Her doctor said it.
It was
We're about science on the show.
Well, prescription.
You don't have to share everything that your doctor says.
Yes, you do.
No,
This
you
is
don't.
every-
Underwear?
But
Is this a new thing?
This is a PSA to all
Exactly.
everybody out there. Even doctors recommend letting things breathe.
If Dr. Fauci told you to take your panties off, everybody would do it. Especially 70-year-old women.
I'm kind of with Clarky Bob on this.
It's not TMI, Harry.
When we come back, Harry's going to give us his full doctor report as well.
Oh,
So
yeah,
don't go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah. We may have to start drinking on this show today. It is Thirsty Thursday. We're coming right back. The Philly Godfather in the next hour, so stick around.
That was a true story, by the way.
That was great coming right back
That
with
was
this
perfect.
strap on.
That was perfect. We definitely need to have that. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
Huh?
That was good.
There's like 6 seconds of dead air.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That was great.
Yeah, this was when I was working as a gate agent at the airport in San Jose, and part of your uniform, you had to wear pantyhose. And, well, you wouldn't know this. Most men don't know this. But when you're active, like if it's hot and you're wearing full pantyhose,
Yeah. It happens to me, too.
things get a little hot down there.
You got to let it breathe.
And you got to let it, I mean, it's not healthy for you.
I hate pantyhose. Anytime
No.
Back in the days when I would date women, if they had
nylon.
pantyhose on, you know what I would do, Harry? If a woman I was dating had pantyhose on, I'd get a pair of scissors and just clip that right in the middle there.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can't be wearing pantyhose around me.
Mm-hmm.
You got to let it breathe.
Got to let it breathe.
Not around me. Not happening.
No bigger buzzkill than seeing a woman with black stockings and realizing it's pantyhose, Harry. It's just not good. It's just not good.
It's actually just easier to wear stockings than Crocs.
Absolutely. Me too.
That's I don't know. That's how come now everything it's all stockings. Much easier, breathes easier.
Did you see this one? All right, these two guys. All right, here we go.
Is that real?
Yeah.
What is it? I can't see. So
It's like some MMA thing. The official's like it's cage rage, and the guy's saying, "All right, come out and start tap gloves," and then the guy immediately watch the guy on
He
the left.
doesn't even tap
Boom!
gloves.
He
just
goes
punches
left-handed
right in the face.
Big left, right to the chops. Oh, right and square in the kisser.
So I put out there who people would like to see on the show.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch
A
of
lot of interesting
a number of
names.
people that we've already had on.
Yeah.
We just had Jason Whitlock on a couple weeks
I
ago.
know.
We've had Bob Menery on.
We got to get him on again, though,
Yeah.
now that he's without kick.
Oh, is he Bob Menery's without
No,
kick?
no.
No, Jason Whitlock.
Whitlock,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, Bob Menery.
He was let go.
Yeah,
He
they're
was let go.
just trying to get rid of everybody who makes money.
Yeah, they hired Emmanuel Acho in his place.
I thought ESPN. No, man, that's right. He went to
left.
Fox. He left ESPN.
Yeah, he left ESPN. But now he's doing that show, Speak for Yourself.
Okay.
He replaced with Marcellus Wiley.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he and Cowherd started that show.
Yeah.
That used to be Cowherd and Whitlock. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
The fun quotient has been really ratcheted up to like an 8 or a 9 today, Harry. What do you think?
I agree.
I think, when we started the program today, Harry was a little down, with the football talk from Malcolm Jenkins about
non-essential
stuff, and wants to make sure that the risk of coronavirus is really eliminated before he'll be comfortable with going back to football.
Well, he's either going to have to be uncomfortable or he's not going back because it's not going to be eliminated by August.
No, it's not, and
No.
you're right.
No.
And that's something. Will
It'll
now
probably
other
never.
players express the same concern? Probably,
Yeah.
and
Well-
that's their right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people talk about a vaccine like it's an automatic, like it's
Yeah.
going to be developed.
Exactly, it's not.
You know how many
Oh, I don't know if it
viruses are out there that don't,
I know.
that there are no vaccines?
We have to learn to live with this, folks, because it's not going anywhere pretty much forever.
I don't know about that, Robin. Who are you, Dr. Fauci now?
No, I'm just saying that every single virus since the beginning of time is
No,
still
they
out
go
there
away.
somewhere.
So no, the H1N1 went away.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it did.
It's called herd immunity. for
Not
the-
everybody got that virus, and some viruses just disappear.
And then don't come back in a second wave.
Exactly.
Right.
They're concerned about this one is such a strong strain that they're fearing a second wave
Right.
because it isn't gone yet.
Well, the experts are making it almost sound like it's a lock.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And it's not a lock. Nothing's a lock until Philly Godfather joins
Well,
us,
right,
of course.
at 5:20.
At this hour.
Tony, I have a poll update, too.
Oh, let's go to the poll update. People want to know about
Is this
these
the
polls.
Instagram
This
poll?
is the Instagram poll.
Okay.
The votes have swung now. So 56% of people are saying
Is
no.
it coming? The swing states are now checking in?
Exactly. 56% of people are saying no, they're not worried about the season starting on time after hearing Malcolm Jenkins voice his concerns. So looks like the people aren't that concerned, Tom.
Well, not at this hour.
Yeah.
Wait till next hour.
Yeah.
Everything changes within an hour.
Right.
He didn't say anything. He being Malcolm. Like this is no new news here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Him
How's
saying
it
it's
new?
non-essential is pretty big news to me.
All he's saying is, listen, we're not a hospital. We're not any of the essential.
I understand that. I know
businesses.
what he said.
No, I know,
but here's the bottom line. He said, "I won't feel comfortable playing football until it's really eliminated before I comply. I'm comfortable with going back."
Which is fine, but
it won't be eliminated before he comes back or before the NFL starts. Nobody, even the most optimistic person who just thinks it's the flu, it's not going to be completely eliminated in a month.
Ever.
But what I'm
not ever. Will you stop that, Robin? There's enough conspiracy theorists around here.
We're gonna have to wear masks the rest of our
No,
lives.
I
here?
just. This is how it works, folks. The H1N1, the swine flu, was a huge pandemic from 2009 to 2010. It is now, the pandemic is technically over, but the swine flu is still here. It's still here. It's just that
I've
it's
seen a
not-
couple of swine in some of these protests. Have you seen some of those chicks?
And you barely heard squat about it back then.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying is that it's just going to move on. It's going to cycle just like every other virus out there.
We don't know that, Robin. We don't know that. We don't know
Stop
that.
being such a negative
I'm
Nelly.
not negative. I'm just saying we don't. You can't say it definitively if we don't know. Say when you don't know, you say I don't know. When you say I do know, that means you do know. You don't know.
Based on every single virus out there, I am going with statistics.
If the safety of the players was the number one priority, this is my point, and then I'll shut up.
No, I don't tell anybody to shut up.
but-
Even
but-
Robin, I should tell her to shut up a bunch of times, but I never do.
It doesn't work.
All right,
I
well,
never do that.
I'll keep
It
going
doesn't
until-
work anyway.
Damn it, Robin. All right, here we go. This is the thing. The NFL, health and safety is not their number one priority, or
of course it is.
discussions of coming back would not even be a thing. So it's going to happen. They're going to play. If Malcolm Jenkins and 50 other players feel that way, great. Then don't show up. Like, it's not
Right.
changing anything. That's all I'm saying.
Right. They're going to play anyway.
Yeah, they're going to play football week one.
I have not taken the Malcolm Jenkins comments as, "Oh my God, the league's shutting down." I take comments at their whatever he says. I listen to. That doesn't mean I agree with him, but he's the guy who has to make that decision. I'm not telling Malcolm Jenkins or any other athlete to go and play because you're worried about the coronavirus. I don't tell people to do that.
Yeah, how about these NBA guys that have gotten the virus and they can't wait to go join their team in Orlando after the 2 weeks
everybody's
are over?
different. But it's a lot easier when you got $70 million in the bank to say, hey, you know what, maybe it's not worth it to me.
Oh, hell, I wouldn't even play.
I wouldn't either. I'd say, hey, you know what, Drew Brees, remember we had that thing going back and forth?
Good.
Screw you.
We're good.
We're good. I don't even have to look at you
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. Even if
I'm out.
I don't need $70 million. Just give me like 10.
Give me $1 million, and I will walk out of here right now and never be heard or seen from again.
$1 million?
That's all I need.
Yeah.
You know, Brady and the boys are down there in Tampa. They're already getting the work in.
I know they are.
Yeah.
On and
Absolutely.
off the field. By the way, is this breaking news? We know Liverpool clinched the EPL title. Didn't we know that a while ago?
Well,
Or is it official?
Man City lost today. That's
So it's now an official. It's a final now.
Liverpool cannot be caught.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Even when the Beatles were there, they couldn't be caught back in the day, Harry.
Right.
So Man City has been eliminated. Well, they weren't officially anyway. They weren't allowed to be in it anyway, in the Champions League next year, even though they were in second place going into the restart. Harry. But Liverpool is in.
I think Willian scored.
And Arsenal, as you know, Harry, finally won.
Yeah. They didn't win when I had them last week.
Bums.
So I don't care.
Vince Carter, the other big story in the NBA. Vince Carter said, screw it. I'm not going down to Orlando. He's retiring now.
Right.
It was going to be probably his last year anyway.
Yeah. He's in the league like 20 years.
I know. He's one of the all-time greats. I mean, when you look at his career, he is literally one of the all-time greats. The things that he did, I mean, the dunk contest early in his career, Vince, everything that he did. Slam dunk champ, rookie of the year, 8-time All-Star. That was a great player. Hall of Fame lock, obviously.
Best dunker of all time? Is that a hot take?
Well, he's on the we may not be able to say Mount Rushmore anymore because now they want to tear it down.
Well,
Did you see that?
Right.
Indian leaders in that part of the country.
the
I think it's
Sioux.
the Sioux.
The Sioux tribe.
The Sioux tribe says they don't want Donald Trump to go there, the president of the United States, for 4th of July fireworks because they're worried. I don't know what they're worried about.
What are they worried about?
Well, they don't like Trump, first of all.
Well, yeah, but
But it's not like it's federal government land.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
Not
that they've
the area where Mount Rushmore
Right.
is federal land.
Right.
Right.
The Indians don't own that.
It's like a national park.
Exactly.
I've been there twice.
But
I
they've
know
had-
it's an amazing place.
But they've had a problem. This particular tribe, the Sioux tribe that lives close by, they've had a problem with Mount Rushmore from day one because it was part of supposedly their land.
And
that
it was.
used.
And remember the compromise that was made with the Sioux people. There's another.
Right.
There's another
Crazy horse.
Yeah, crazy horse.
Yeah, that's right
statue.
nearby.
And it's taken them a long time because the government didn't supply this. So it's volunteers are putting the money together.
And it
Robin and I
looks
watched a documentary
amazing.
on it.
Yeah, I was there.
And it's taking them forever, but it's absolutely. You want to talk about state of the art?
Oh, yeah.
Remember back when they did Mount Rushmore? These guys using chisels and they were standing up there with jackhammers on the side of a
But
mountain.
this crazy horse, I don't even know if you can call it a statue because
No,
it's an
it is
entire side of a mountain.
It is
but it's going to be
humongous, so
absolutely beautiful.
humongous big.
The Crazy Horse Memorial, they call
Yeah,
it.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Why would anybody want that stuff taken down? It's commemorating the greatness of the Native Americans who were there.
And regardless of who the faces are, just the art and the technology that went into making that and the blood, sweat, and tears that went into making these things is worth preserving it just for that, just for the art's sake, let alone anything else.
These people don't care about art.
I know.
No, they don't care. No, the Art Holiday Theater they used to care about, but that's something else. I know the Pilgrims landed in Plymouth, Massachusetts 400 years ago.
What does that have to do
That's
with
neat.
anything?
That you should have the guilt then. You lived up there. They should eliminate Boston. Washington should be eliminated. Columbus. You know who else? The Dixie Chicks.
They are. They're now the chicks.
Isn't that offensive, calling somebody a chick? How about white girl wasteds? We could call them that. How about white chicks?
How about the Karens?
The Karens is
there
good.
you go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
How about the thes?
The I think was a band.
Yeah, that already
Yeah, I
existed.
know. I know there is. It's the.
Notice
It's
how I
the-
turn to Joe
I-
C.
right away.
Whenever
You-
there's a music
That's
thing.
right in his. I knew when I said the thes, he would jump
I'm
right on
looking
there.
for confirmation.
Sports, I got nothing. That I spent 15 years in sports talk radio. None of it has sunk in.
Let me
He
give you a
absorbed
roaring
nothing.
round for that. We got to give you a roaring round of applause.
Joe, I'm the same way.
Actually, Joe Quills, our good friend, says the Dixie Chick should be called vegan meatloaf because 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Oh,
It's pretty good.
that is pretty good. Although, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm in a dive country bar and they're doing their last set in front of 12 people because nobody knows or cares about them anymore, and they said, hey, Tony, we got this little crappy joint right down the street. What say you come by here? What would you do, Harry?
What time of night is it?
2 o'clock, closing time.
I'm in bed.
Yeah.
No, you're in the bar.
No, I'm in
And you're
bed.
hearing them do a medley of their chicks.
doesn't
of
do
their-
2
of their hits.
a.m. in bars.
I'm going home. I'm not staying in a bar till 2 a.m. for the Dixie Chicks. I wouldn't walk across the street to go see them.
I'm not talking about just to go see them. I'm saying you happen to be in a bar one night.
You're talking
You're
about
out at Dan Patrick at some conference
Okay.
where he's going to get an award.
All right.
And you're
Let's
ready.
put him
We're
in
in
the
the
real
pool with
world.
them.
Okay.
You were already in the pool with them earlier in the
Right.
day, and now you take a little nap, and then you go out at night and you see the show.
I'm trying to close the deal with Dan. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, I'll go with this.
And then you're in the bar. And again, this is all hypothetical.
Sure.
And you're in the bar, and people are filing out because the Dixie Chicks suck.
Okay.
But you're still there, and you've had a couple of pops. And you're like, screw it, I'm not going to go to bed now. It's 1:45.
Right.
They just did their last song, whatever song it is, because I've never heard any of their songs.
I couldn't name one of them.
Not even one, Harry?
No.
Didn't they have something like wide open spaces or
Wide open
places?
spaces.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Earl.
Wow.
Oh, goodbye, Earl.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me oh my oh.
Yeah.
Son of a
Jambalaya?
gun. Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
I transition to
literally,
Hank Williams.
I literally could not name one Dixie Chick song.
No.
Not one.
I don't know any of their names.
And you're a
either.
country guy, too, Harry.
Yeah, that's not country to me.
Well, it's country to some people. They're just racists. I'm going to
Duncan
say
Dad
right now,
says,
they're racist.
Harry, order another vodka cran and man up.
So what are you asking me now? I'm in the bar.
So you're in the bar,
Okay.
and you got a couple cocktails in you, which has happened occasionally.
Yeah.
And they're singing, but now everybody's leaving, and they come up and they see you and they point to you, Harry Mays.
Mm-hmm.
You got a gift. Let's say we're lonely here, we're out of town, we're in, we're up in Reading, up in your old neck of the woods, in Berks County, and you're some dive club. And they say, what say you come to the back to the hotel with us?
The Reading Motor Inn.
The Reading Motor Inn? Yes or no, huh?
Yes.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Harry Mays gives the correct answer that any guy would say. You're not at Gillies, though. That would be different. That place would be packed all the way to the end.
Is that down in Houston?
No, it's down in Dallas.
Is it Dallas?
Yeah. I've been in there, man. Meanwhile, we're going to take a break because when we come back, we'll get serious here for once, Harry, with the Philly Godfather.
This is serious, by the way.
SiriusXM 211, the Dan Patrick Channel. And the Philly Godfather, he is ready to fire, Harry. He's locked and loaded. Harry has standards. Gillies was in Houston and it burned down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the other. What's the big place in Dallas?
I'm not sure.
There's all those big country bars where the women wear the tight belts and the tight jeans and the dudes look good too, Harry. Let's be honest. We're coming right back with the Philly Godfather. Stick around.
That took forever to
We've
get
got-
him in the zone.
Who? Oh, Harry?
Harry. Joe, can you
I was
have
dragging it out.
Philly
I know.
Godfather's music ready?
It was 13 after,
It's
Harry.
on YouTube. I think you have it bookmarked.
I didn't realize this douchebag from the Food Network, this guy was this wimpy show host, this John Henson guy.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him? He was on a lot of different shows. He did a lot of those game shows.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's now a woke Food Network host.
Oh, really?
He was ripping Barron Trump, I guess.
Oh, yeah. What a little weasel. Isn't the agreement has always been
I know,
pretty
Robin.
much
The
just-
guy's a douche.
He is a douche.
It
should all be off limits.
Yeah, all kids should be off limits.
Should be off limits. Yeah.
They went after the stinking Bush twins. They go after everybody because when they don't like you, whoever they are. But
She's
this guy,
got-
John Henson, I mean, when you're at the Food Network doing some show that nobody watches,
He did it on Father's Day and said something disparaging. I forget exactly what it was, but it was just nasty. It's like, come on. Exactly. Leave the kids out of it. I remember, remember there
and
was
don't forget, leave Brittany alone, too, more important.
Our stalker dude was going after my kids, was going after, more mine than Tony's, especially my daughter. We had this online stalker dude who we're pretty sure we know who it is, but that's beside the point. But, yeah, there was saying horrible stuff about, especially my daughter. I know. It is such a great intro. I wonder who did it for him too. Whoever did it for him should do one for us so that we can have our own personal something special. John Henson did the Daily Soup?
Yeah, he did the soup before.
Yeah, he did it.
before the only guy who killed it on the soup
was the last guy.
Yeah.
Was
he did
been
that.
on a lot of stuff.
He did that show on whatever network.
He's done a lot of shows.
Community
he did
or-
the Community.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
All right. It is that time when we sit down, we get out our pens and papers. It's not a pop quiz. We don't like to do those anymore, Harry, because nobody goes to school, and when they do go to school, they don't learn anything anyway, except to be idiots. But a man who schools everybody, especially the books, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
He joins us right now, but first, his walk-up music, please.
Get money, yo.
My man, what's up, brother? Philly Godfather. Give you a call back in a little bit.
East Coast, Philadelphia, born and raised. In the streets is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. And against my dad's wishes when I dropped out of school. But mom didn't raise no fool, nor a rookie. My life took a change when I found my first bookie. I'm ditching the streets, full of drugs, thugs, and thieves. Trying to get this paper and a cheesesteak from Steve's. Next thing I know, I'm one of the wise guys. It's like larceny, and we exchanging high fives. I don't care who wins, beat the number with the challenge.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Joel McHale's a guy, and you know what, why it's stupid that I don't remember him? Because I was actually in the audience at one of the Soup's
Talk
taping.
Soup?
Not Talk Soup, it was just the Soup.
Oh,
then.
the Soup.
Henson did it when it was Talk Soup.
Okay.
And then Joel McHale really made that thing pop. And his floor manager knew who I was when I was sitting in the audience and introduced me to Joel McHale up there on Wilshire Boulevard in the studios.
Does he follow you on Twitter?
Who, Joel McHale? I
Yeah.
don't think so. But well, I know who does, though. This man. The Philly Godfather, ladies and gentlemen, ready to fire. He saw all those numbers, the overs and unders.
Oh.
Philly Godfather, are you getting excited now, man?
I'm starting to read on this baseball season, and the one team I get a feeling, I get an intuition about this team. And last year they were horrible. They only won 46% of their games. They ended up 75 and 87 on the season. But something about this team this year, and you know, we bet them. It's the Cincinnati Reds. You know, we were on them a lot last year. And we were betting them on the run line plus 1.5. And if you remember, this is the team that lost 30 games last year by 1 run.
Yeah.
Okay. And now if you look at their season win totals, now obviously the Cardinals are the favorite in the NL Central at 32.5 wins. But then you got the Brewers, Cubs, and Reds with the same exact win total at 31.5. So to me, right away, that's an indicator that the odds makers are high on this team. And then if you look at this team's pitching with Sonny Gray, Castillo, Bauer, they got Miley on there, who should be better this year. And then you look at their bullpen; it's kind of deep with Garrett, Iglesias, and Strop. And if they pick up that Japanese kid with a real cool name, what's his name? Shogo Akiyama. They signed Moustakis. They pick up Castellanos. They still got Vada. This team can pound the ball. And in the 60-game season, I kind of like them. I think they're going to go over that 31.5 win total. And I took a shot on them at 30-1 to win the World Series. Now, I'm not saying they're the best team in the NL. Obviously, the Dodgers are really good. The Braves are really good. But this is a sleeper team that if they start off hot, because last year they started off 1-8 to start the regular season. They were trying to play catch-up the whole time, but they lost so many close games. This year, if they can come out a little quicker and barring any type of injuries or any of this COVID stuff, I mean, as long as it doesn't hit any of these star players on this team, I like the Cincinnati Reds. I think they're going to make some noise. I think you can cash a ticket going over 31.5 wins, and I think they make the playoffs.
And by the way, Malcolm Jenkins just texted me, and he said that he's not going to watch the Cincinnati Reds unless he can get them down to like 30. And so that's if he can't get them 30 wins. No, but you're right. There are 9 teams who are in that mix of 31.5 wins.
Yeah.
You mentioned you got the Phillies, the Padres, the Brewers, the Angels, Cincinnati, the White Sox, the Cubs, Arizona, and Boston even in that mix.
Yeah, and you got to remember, like, you look at the Yankees' win total at 37.5, and you say to yourself, well, that's not a lot. But last year, this team won 103 games, which was basically 63% of their games. And at 37.5, for them to win 38 games, that's 63% of their games again. So don't get fooled by these low numbers. It's still a high percentage. If you're looking to go over on the Yankees, and in the year that anything can happen, especially with injuries, and God forbid, Garrett Cole comes down with COVID and he can't pitch for 2-3 weeks, well, then there goes your shot at going over 37.5 wins for this Yankees team. So it's going to be a very interesting year. It's going to be one of those years. Now, I'm not sure how the managers are going to play it, but with you're only playing 37% of your games this year. What are you playing? 60 games. You're missing out on 102 games. So these pitchers who have limited pitch counts, are they going to let them pitch? And if they do let them pitch, well, then that's going to mean less middle relievers. That means You're going to see less people getting walked. You're going to see less runs in this game because it's going to go from starters just to closers. So if you're looking to bet the under in a lot of these totals, you might find some value. It depends on how these coaches play it.
Yeah, that's the thing about the virus you bring up, like with Garrett Cole as your example. When you have that hanging out there sort of as a specter hanging over the league, does that get you to sort of shade these totals to more towards unders than overs, the win totals?
Yeah, absolutely, especially with teams like the Yankees at 37.5. You got the Dodgers. You got, I kind of like the Twins, though, this year. But teams like that, the teams that you're paying an inflated price anyway, you're paying a premium to go over, their win totals. And with that, Lurkin, I would kind of look to go under.
The Philly Godfather, firing away, man. Now, I mentioned all those teams in there at 31, and then you got the two worst teams, Baltimore and Detroit, both at 21.5 total wins. I mean, we know they're going to be bad, but can they surprise either one of those teams? I don't mean by winning. I mean by winning maybe 30 games or 25.
Going over the total.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
Least, yeah.
I can't. I bet it. We tried to bet early. We were looking to go under in Detroit season win totals. I think it was set at 56.5. So when it was at 56.5, we didn't think this team had a chance of going over. So there's no way I'm betting this team to go over in a short season like this. Baltimore, they're in a tough division. I mean, you got the Yankees, Red Sox. Tampa Bay is one of those teams that has great starting pitching, great closers. So it's just, I'm not looking to go over on the Orioles either.
Yeah, well, then they also have to play the NL East teams too in their interleague. So they have the Braves and that staff and the Mets with that pitching.
It's tough. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mets, Braves, even Washington. I mean, the pitching staffs on these three teams. The NL East is going to be tough. I kind of like the Braves, even though they've won it 2 years in a row, and I think the Phillies got a shot if everything goes their way. But with the pitching on the Mets, and I'm actually expecting Washington to regress a little bit, but still, it's going to be hard to win 32 games in a 60-game season. People don't think it's a lot, but it's going to be very difficult for the Philadelphia Phillies team.
Well, plus they lose Rendon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking to Mark Gubazar earlier, and hey, people forget that Rendon's with the Angels now. And you look at the Angels, are they spectacular? No, but they've got talent. They got a lot of talent. I mean, their lineup is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! I mean, he's playing next to the best player maybe of all time, Mike Trout, and their win total set at 31.5. So that's another team if you want to look at going over. I think they got a shot. Now it might take a little bit of time for him to get used to being in that lineup, but I mean, you got two amazing players who are probably the best in the business.
Now Rendon can fall out of bed and go out there and slap a ball into the gap. He is. We were talking earlier, and I remember watching him when he was playing with the Nationals.
In the playoffs.
The guy is the coolest, cute. You can have the entire stadium going crazy. And you watch that guy, and he's stoic. He's
dialed in.
He is completely locked in. There are very few players who are as locked in as Anthony Rendon at the plate.
Well, we call him the Joe Montana of baseball. I mean, that's how cool, calm, and collected.
He really is. That was a great pickup for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I know we're on baseball. And then you look at some of the other stuff in baseball and, MVPs and all that stuff. Does any of that, I know, can bet on it.
Right.
But, I mean, will they be taking a lot of action? Like Mike Trout. I mean, isn't he going to be hands-on, the early favorite to be the MVP of the American League?
Oh, it's him and then it's everybody else. I think he's at like plus 150 and then the second favorite's at like 10-1. So, I don't know. It's good. It's hard betting against him. He's just unbelievable. But, I mean, in a season, this is that year that anything can happen. This is 2020, man. I mean, you look both ways while you're trying to cross the street, and then an airplane comes out of nowhere and hits you upside the head. Like, it's one of those crazy years.
How you doing? You still killing in the Korean baseball?
I tapered off a little bit. I was as high as 75%. Now I'm back down to 65%. But even at 65%, it's a great year, especially when nothing else is really going on. I'm piggybacking Piggy's soccer. He's been on fire. We got that new show I'm doing with John Layfield and Coachman and Piggy and Joey Odessa. It's called Follow the Money. So we're shooting pilot episodes. And Mike Mansouri, who's the producer, who was the number one producer at the WWE for like 15 years, he's producing our show. And he said, you know what, let's throw it on the podcast, let's throw it on iTunes, and see what happens. And in only our second episode, we broke the top 100. And in Costa Rica, where that's where all the sharp money's at, we're number 5 in Costa Rica. So all the sharp guys offshore are listening to us. We're making some noise. It's really funny. The other day we had Coach was flexing I forget why he started flexing, and then Piggy takes his shirt off, and he starts flexing with him, and it's the funniest thing in the world. If you guys get a chance, make sure you guys watch the clip.
I got to watch it now. You were telling me about your podcast. You're on Twitch now, where
Follow
all
the
the
money.
hip kids are. Follow the money. But that's on YouTube, right? That's not on Twitch, is
and
it?
iTunes.
It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's a podcast, but we've been filming it, and we've been showing the clips on Twitter sporadically, the funniest clips, and it's hilarious, man. We can't stop laughing. It's such good chemistry. A lot of great guys on there, and we had Eddie Alvarez on Monday. So every week we're going to bring a different guest on there. Tony, you're going to come on. Harry, you're going to come on.
Absolutely.
We got Ryan. What's that guy's name that killed Bin Laden? Ryan O'Neal.
Yeah, no, not Ryan O'Neal. Ryan O'Neal used to be in Peyton Place. I know what you're talking about. He's the sniper. He's the American sniper.
He's supposed to be coming on. We got a lot of interesting guests coming on every week, and Layfield's one of the best in the business. And I mean, they're talking about September. We could be on national TV by September.
Beautiful. By the way, I have breaking news from ESPN Stats and Info. For the first time in 11,016 days, Liverpool has won the English top flight with 7 games remaining. Liverpool clinched the title faster than any other club. Man City and Man United shared the previous record, clinching with 5 games remaining.
Wow.
How about Liverpool, Harry? Now, you're all over that English Premier League with your buddy there, Piggy, right? He's all over.
He's dominant.
He's been killing
Tony,
it.
you're
Yeah,
thinking of Robert James O'Neal.
Yes, I know. He said Ryan O'Neal accidentally, and it's Robert O'Neal, the American sniper.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. I got to get one of those 50 caliber shots. You can shoot that baby a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, the Barrett, the 50 caliber gas release.
Oh man, I can need one of those real bad, man. I need one of those real bad.
Yeah, I'm watching this right now, and the Piggy's got his shirt off, and he's doing like the wrestling.
Are they like the Djokovics out over there overseas with Jokic and
no,
Djokovic?
this does not look like the Djokovic crew. That is it. And you got the sunglasses
I can't
on.
see this. Let me see this now. Piggy takes his
He's
shirt.
got the shirt
oh,
off.
man, really?
Yeah.
Really?
He's got the man boobs.
375 pounds.
375.
All sexy. All sexy.
That's Yep.
I'm glad I had my my Atkins bar already before I saw that. Now let's get it to now the NFL. We saw that Malcolm Jenkins. I don't know what impact that's going to have on the football season. But anytime somebody says something about I'm concerned about playing, and football was the one sport where they're doing all their necessary to get people ready and training camps and virtual drafts and everything else that they pulled off perfectly. Will any of that change? I mean, Malcolm Jenkins has an impact. Players will listen to him. You think this is going to affect a lot of other veteran players who are going to say, hey, you know what? Thinking about that, I got kids. I may not have $70 million in the bank, but I'm not ready to go back unless I know that I don't have a chance of getting this thing.
I mean, greed usually wins out. We saw it with baseball. I mean, at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, and you look at your bank account, you think about another year with the bills coming in, and all these athletes know that 80% of all athletes after they retire go broke within the next 5 years. So it's a money issue. I think they're going to play. I know they canceled the Hall of Fame game. I was really upset because I had Pittsburgh plus 2.5 against the Cowboys. That really upset me.
I can't believe you were upset at the first exhibition game of the year.
God,
Man.
that
Come on,
upset
man.
me. I don't want to give it away what I was looking at, what I was reading on, but the Steelers were going to kill that Cowboys team in the Hall of Fame game. But I sure hope not, man. I mean, we need the NFL as a country, as a nation, as sports bettors, as sports fans. We need the NFL more than ever.
As Americans, too, and as Patriots. You're not a Patriot if you don't like the National Football League. Well, if you're Patriots, you don't have Tom Brady anymore. You got your own problems now.
Yeah, he's out of the division, right? So we got to cheer in the Buffalo Bills in my future at 33-1. That team lost 6 games last year, twice to Tom Brady, and then 5 of those losses was by 1 score or less. So you take him out of the equation. You got to love the Buffalo Bills to win that division, to go deep in the playoffs. If they get home field advantage, watch out. You got to go up there in freezing weather to play that Buffalo Bills defense. You got a shot at cashing that ticket.
This is the time to fire on all these, all the totals, right? You got NFL totals. You've got we mentioned the baseball. We've got NBA,
college football. If they play it.
Now, what about NBA with the situation that they're going down there in the bubble? Does that change the dynamic of betting with no fans in the stands and no home court advantage for anybody?
I think it hurts teams like the Denver Nuggets who had, real advantage playing up there in Denver, their home court advantage. Now the Sixers are. We keep going back and forth, right? Because they had the worst road record in the NBA. One of the worst. They were one of the worst road teams in the NBA this year. And now they're going to go down there. But are they focused? They're young. They're hungry. Sometimes you got to throw everything out the window and start over. And this is a team that, I mean, if it wasn't for that lucky shot by Kawhi Leonard last year, they're in the NBA Finals. So I think you can get 27-1 on the Sixers right now, which is just way too high on a team with that much talent. I just think that I think you got to nibble on the Sixers a little bit.
What's the number?
They can get 27-1.
Oh, that's pretty good.
To win it all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may throw $1 down on that.
I
Yeah.
think you got to do that.
I got to go to Parks.
Parks opens Monday.
Parks Casino.
Yeah.
It's starting to bubble up, man. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's like Old Glory, which I think they're going to have. They're going to cancel Old Glory. Old Faithful. I'm sorry, not Old Glory.
Yeah.
Old Faithful in Yellowstone Park. That baby's ready to blow at any moment. Well, it does consistently. I mean, it goes multiple times a day.
It stinks up there.
It does.
It smells like sulfur.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Atlantic City's opening back on July 2nd, so they'll be ready for July 4th. I'm headed down there. I'm looking to bet Drew Lock to win the MVP at 75-1.
Drew Lock, the quarterback
to win the
for
MVP
Denver.
at 75-1.
It's a sleeper, man. I also bet the over 7.5 wins for the Broncos. If you guys remember, this team struggled at the most important position on the field last year with Flacco, who was giving away games.
Yep.
Like McDonald's gives away Happy Meals. That's my favorite line. And they had Brandon
They don't
Allen
give away
going in
Happy
there.
Meals anymore. Come on, man.
Brandon Allen was going in there and giving away games. I mean, they were so bad. They threw like 9 touchdowns in 11 games. And then Drew Lock came in. He went 4-1 straight up. The only team he lost to were the Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs. He threw 7 touchdowns in 5 games, completed 64% of his passes, and he was doing it with an offense that was ranked in the basement of the NFL in scoring and overall offense. So this year they give him Jerry Jeudy, arguably the best wide receiver coming out of the draft. They had Cortland Sutton, who had 72 catches for over 1,100 yards last year, and they pick up KJ Hamler from Penn State. No one's talking about this kid. He had 98 receptions for over 1,650 yards.
Yeah.
A lot of speed on this team. And we're not even talking. They got the tight end. What's his name? Noah Fant. That kid's a beast. He was
From
averaging
Iowa.
like 14 yards per reception. And their running backs may be the best 1-2 punch in the NFL with Lindsey and Melvin Gordon, as long as Melvin Gordon can't get hurt. So this team's got a lot of weapons. I mean, and I like the kid. He's a big, strong kid. I think he comes out swinging.
How's their O-line?
Their offensive line was hurt last year. The Broncos were the 8th most hurt team in the NFL last year. This year they're going to be healthy. They're going to get stronger. They're going to protect that kid. And with all the speed on that team, I mean, if you blink, those wide receivers are gone. And the defense...
He's getting me fired up.
Yeah,
I'm getting fired up, too.
Fired up.
I may have to do a reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
Or at least reverse cowgirl. Something reverse.
This defense, their efficiency numbers were slightly better than average last year, right?
Yeah.
But you got to remember they had one of the worst offenses in football, and they still got a top 10 pass defense. They pick up that kid from Jacksonville, Bowie, and Casey in that deal with Tennessee. And you got to remember they were playing some of the best offensive teams last year. They played 10 teams that ranked in the top 15 in the yards per play metric, and they only let up 19.75 points per game. This Denver Broncos team's for real.
Wow.
Going over 7.5 is stealing, Tone. You're stealing money.
I know.
Going over 7.5.
I need to steal some money. I should be breaking into banks right now and running in, taking it out because they don't arrest anybody anymore. I'm the only dope that's not stealing stuff.
Would you believe you can go into a bank with a mask on and no one even blinks an eye these days?
Harry can't even get
into
his
bank. You can't even go in
bank.
the bank. You got to make an appointment. I'm serious. You can't go into the branch without an appointment.
Not my bank.
Wells Fargo.
I'm not a Wells Fargo. Not my Wells Fargo.
Now, we hit those safety deposit boxes. We're okay.
Damn right, man. Straight cash, homie.
Do you
Gold, bullion, all that stuff, man.
You think they end up playing preseason games at all this year? Because I saw Michael Lombardi tweeted that he thinks the canceling of the Hall of Fame game is the beginning of the canceling of the bulk of the preseason.
It could be, man. He's usually ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
so he's probably right. He's pretty sharp with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just want to fire. Just give me some games to fire. Give me some games to handicap, some games to unload on. And this way we can talk some smack on Twitter and give out winners.
Right.
I'm right. I want winners. I want winners, and I want locks. Not bagels, though, because that's, I'm screwed. I'm off the keto, and I'm losing weight. 2 days off the keto, and I'm down 5 pounds.
Put some locks on a bagel.
Exactly right. Philly Godfather, I'm telling you, no, people want to know about the golf. Now, you don't dabble with golf very much on the Travelers. Do you have any action on that?
We piggyback a lot of that information because, I leave my ego at the door. You can't handicap everything. It's hard, you know what I mean? But if I get anything, I'll give it out on Twitter for free for everyone that's listening. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitter.
At Philly Godfather on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course,
Follow the Money.
Follow the
is
Money,
the show.
the podcast, and, of course, PhillyGodfather.com.
And let me say one more thing, Tony, before I go. Anytime my sharp guys match up with Harry's golf, it's unstoppable. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Let me write that down right now. Anytime
the sharp guys
match up with Harry's
my
golf,
golf, it's lock.
I just don't understand that. Can you explain it again?
Harry's pretty good at what he does, put it that way.
Yeah, he's all right. He's not bad. Even though he wouldn't go with the Dixie Chicks at 2 o'clock in the morning, I had to force it out of him. I was setting up one of those dumb hypothetical. Hey, if the Dixie Chicks were at a bar, you were there at 2 in the morning, and they asked you to go back.
Mm-hmm.
He was waffling, and then we had to bring him back again. And finally, he said, I don't go out. I wouldn't be in a bar at 2 a.m. I said, Harry, play along. It's a joke. Cheap.
And follow the Philly Piggy too at Piggy4280.
Love
I know Piggy would end up with the Dixie Chicks.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
Shirt off and everything.
Oh man, that'll clear that bar out fast.
They wanted me to baby him all.
Oh really?
I couldn't do it.
No.
Come on, man.
No way.
Oh man,
it's a crazy show. You guys got to check it out.
I gotta watch it, man. Philly Godfather, he's the man with the plan. Thanks, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one. Good luck, guys.
Let's give him a roaring round of applause.
Yeah, follow the Money on iTunes, Spotify, and pretty funny.
Now, who's Frankie Diamonds? Our buddy Kevin Cook on here keeps talking to Frankie
He's
Diamonds.
another one of the animals.
Is he one of the animals, too?
Oh, yeah. I've met him.
I met Piggy. We were sitting we were eating with him down in South Beach.
Uh-huh.
The day before we left Miami.
Yeah. At Diamonds Frankie on Twitter is...
Diamonds are the girl's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I agree. Get the cheap stuff. Get the fake stuff. They don't know the difference.
Drew Lock, 75-1.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Are you doubting? Everybody
No, I'm
was
not
saying the
doubting
same
him.
thing last year when he was picking the Niners and he was
Right.
making all these unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's easy.
He knows.
It's easy halfway through the season. It's hard right now. That's why he is the Philly Godfather. You know what I'm saying? We're coming right back. You want to jump in here last minute, 215-462-TONY, 215-462-8669. Miss Robin, I believe, has an update.
Maybe.
Harry may have one, too. So stick around for that. On SiriusXM 211, the Dan Patrick Channel. Hello?
Squeeze that one in.
We've got Tony Bruno Show gear, yo. Check out the TonyBrunoShow.com shop for all your beautiful and I am pissed off t-shirts. And don't forget the popular, if we're going to die, let us die drunk at least, plus new t-shirts and other paraphernalia being added daily. Go to TonyBrunoShow.com/shop to purchase and for more information.
Heard it work? Go right now to InjuredWorkers.com. When you're injured on the job, your family is injured as well. Turn to a firm of legal attorneys that can help, that care, and that you can count on. Go to InjuredWorkers.com from Malamut and Associates. Nobody plans to get injured. When it happens, you need InjuredWorkers.com. Get the help you need from InjuredWorkers.com. Go to InjuredWorkers.com right now.
There are those who stand forever ready, ready to defend the nation, ready to fight for what matters, no matter what. Do you have what it takes? Find out at GoArmy.com/warriors.
Hey, folks, this is Tony Bruno, and you can now hear my show weekdays on SiriusXM Channel 211. You know me, I've been around forever, and I'm an essential service, along with my man Harry Mays, where we talk about sports, right, Harry?
Yes, and even outside the world of sports, which unfortunately...
Radio 211 and listen at home with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in your house.
Motivation. Hard to come by on any day. And these days spent locked inside bring a whole new challenge to the motivation game. Stuck getting into your exercise routine at home? It's go time. Go Sleeves are compression sleeves with built-in kinesiology tape for support and comfort that is unprecedented. Just like sheltering at home. With Go Sleeves, aches and pains that are keeping you from much-needed physical activity go away. When exercising actually feels good, there's no better motivation. The kinesiology tape built into Go Sleeves actually lifts and stretches your skin, which accelerates your body's natural ability to heal itself. Get your blood flowing and your energy going today. Just pull on a Go Sleeve and experience what top-performing athletes use to deal with pain and recover from injuries. Visit GoSleeves.com and use discount code RADIO for 20% off. GoSleeves.com, discount code RADIO. That's GoSleeves.com and enter discount code RADIO.
Hey, it's Tony Bruno and Harry Mays. Join us Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern on Dan Patrick Radio, SiriusXM 211, and on the SiriusXM app.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
Yes, indeed. People are wondering on the Twitch stream why they were hearing commercials during the break, Robin. It's okay, relax. Everything's going to be okay.
It was one, we just had some discussions that we needed, and it was...
Yeah, it was my executive decision because it seemed like it was a not for air discussion, so...
Mine was a not-for-air discussion?
Oh, it's,
no.
You know, it's shop talk and stuff like
okay,
that.
then.
So it's, you know...
Not chop talk. That's in Seattle.
Yeah,
they
right,
talk chop
right.
out
That's
there.
what the folks on Twitch want to be able to hear, that secret
There's
text.
nothing secret in here.
They want the behind-the-scenes scenes.
We have no secrets. We tell each other about everything, as the great Carly Simon once sang.
Now, I thought
Remember
we
that
already
song?
established that we do have secrets. That's why none of us can run for office.
Right. No, I don't have any secrets. But I do like the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep, Harry. I just gave you two good songs right there. And Joe C didn't even chime in.
Well, is YouTube going to nail us for that one? You know,
no,
for
if I sing the
paraphrasing
song,
or quoting songs?
well, that's a good question. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
We can sing.
You just mentioned the lyric. You're okay.
Exactly.
All right, we doing these updates?
Yes. Now, they're too, like, I don't know if they're not safe for work. Because they're real stories.
They're real stories,
Oh,
but they're
this is
pretty
news.
disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
It's disturbing.
Yeah, it's very disturbing.
Which disturbing news are you going
Now
to...
we have a choice. And they involve, let me just say this. It's no longer about gerbils. It's now about all kinds of things that people are allowing to go into their bodies.
Well, I think Harry should be able to do his story because he found one and he actually says he wants to do this one. So I'm
This
gonna
one's from
let him-
Cambodia.
Yeah.
Not Phnom Penh, but Cambodia, which is where Phnom Penh was. As I remember saying that nightly on the
Yeah.
news back in the 70s.
It
when I was
actually
doing-
is Phnom Penh.
Oh, it's in Phnom
yeah.
Penh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's great Cambodian knowledge right
Wow.
there.
Good guess, Tony.
Let's go
not
to
Mount Penn.
Not
in
Mount
Reading.
Penn, no. And also, you know what else is big in Cambodia? What's there, Robin? One of the big and one of the wonders of the world.
Oh, the temple.
What's it
Oh,
called?
what's it called? Shoot.
No idea.
It's not called Temple Shoot. But we have other situations. We have people using, I don't think it's an insect, but something I used in my lifetime. The same insect, the same creature.
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat, that is correct. It's incredible. Have you seen Angkor Wat?
No.
It's it's the biggest temple on earth. It's incredible.
Used to be covered completely in gold.
Oh, wow.
Now it's
Until
covered in
people
moss and
scraped it
weeds
off.
and stuff. Anyway, let's go to Harry Mays at your update desk from Cambodia.
All right, Tony, Robin, you got to keep this in mind. Life could always be worse.
Yes.
Okay? Things are bad right now
Yes.
for everybody, but imagine being this dude. Doctors in Cambodia recently removed a leech. Not Mike Leach.
And not Reggie Leach, of
No,
course. The great rocket Reggie Leach.
Right.
Man, he could shoot the puck.
It was
Or Ryan Leach.
a leech that in wince-worthy fashion had entered an elderly man's penis while
What?
he was swimming, and it drank a full pint of his blood.
Oh.
What?
Yes. The unnamed,
I think we have tape.
The unnamed patient first knew something was awry after experiencing severe pain while trying to use the bathroom. reports the viral press. I got this.
The
out
viral
of
press,
the
yes.
New York Post.
Did Dr. Fauci work for them too?
I don't think so. He wound up at a hospital in Phnom Penh,
yes,
where a tiny camera was inserted into his penis, which revealed the culprit to be a leech. To safely extract the vile visitor, the doctors were forced to use a tiny probe with electric nodes and cutting tools at the end to kill the leech before yanking it back out from whence it came in.
Tiny camera, tiny probe. I'd be pissed off if I was him, man.
He couldn't get pissed off. The thing was inside there.
Can't you just say camera? It has to be a tiny camera.
Wow.
It's got to go in your urethra.
Yeah.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No, doctor, that's a leech
Now,
in there.
Have you ever had leeches on you?
Yes.
I've had leeches.
Yes.
I would think that he would have noticed that there was something wrong before he had to go pee.
Yes, I mean, they're not like microscopic.
No. They can be pretty big sometimes.
Yeah.
When I was a
But they
kid,
can
I'm not
also-
kidding. They're actually right a block away from here. There was a drugstore back in the day, a pharmacy.
Oh, this
They
is
would
so
have an actual jar full of leeches. So, like when you get a black eye in the
Right.
back in the day,
Yeah.
you go in. The doctor would put the leech on the black eye,
Right.
the swelling, and
get
the
the
leech
blood
would
out.
suck the blood out.
Yep.
Yep.
And my mom did that once.
And did you know that that is now a practice that has come back? That leeching, they found, is actually a good thing. Not only that, but maggots eating dead skin off of people.
No,
Come on, Robin. Don't go
No,
maggots.
I'm
Don't go
telling you,
maggots.
like
Now,
all of
you've
these.
always got to take it to the next level.
Exactly.
But it's true.
Now we've
These-
seen the fish that eat. You know when people go to some places where they do pedicures and they have fish like nibbling away at the dead skin.
Yep.
Haven't you seen those?
No.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Really? In
Fish
what
will-
country?
In this country, and
All
obviously
over,
in Asia.
but it started over there.
Well, of course it did.
But it's come over here. There,
Wait a minute, now, wait, we have breaking news from the
Tony's
Twitch
son,
stream.
Tony's son has those little shrimp in his aquarium that do the same
Yeah,
thing. And
they're
if you
the-
stick
they're
your,
feed-
if
Now
you
listen,
stick your
Robin.
hand down there, they do that.
You got to rip this Frank's Pizza on Twitch. Yeah, Tony's leech is Robin. Oh!
And there is a Robin Leach.
Yeah,
That's
Robin.
right.
Not anymore. He just died not
he
that
did?
long ago. Yes, he
Oh.
did.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Exactly right.
I
love
sucked
that
the
guy.
blood out of Tony.
Damn right.
Jesus.
That's
Sick and-
why back in the day it was the good old days. That's how that works.
Tiny cameras. Yes, that was my favorite Don Ho song too. Thank you.
JSC 77, no, they did not do that in Europe. That was not a European thing. Oh, well, actually, the Middle Ages, the leeching and the maggots,
Yes.
that was
Plenty
actually.
of leeches. Have you seen any of these protesters? I mean, what else do those people do? They don't have jobs. All they do is go out every day and protest. Get a damn job.
This is why when you go swimming, men, you should wear tight shorts so that there's no gaps in where things can crawl up inside of you.
But these people are swimming in like nasty water
Yeah,
in Cambodia.
That's why you
They're not
want to
swimming
wear.
in pools.
You think I'm swimming in something like that?
That's why you want to. It doesn't matter where you're swimming.
Yeah,
There could be anything in there.
Stop.
You want to wear tight shorts.
That's why I wear my boy shorts when
There
I go
you go.
overseas.
I don't go in the
When I'm in
ocean.
foreign countries, I always wear the boy shorts.
I'm a
Keep those babies
Tight, not
tight.
I'm a poolsman.
You don't want to like have things ballooning out when you jump in the water where things can just swim up
You
inside.
see all these
there.
bros, like Ryan, probably one of those guys. He wears the bathing suits that are like down below his knees and they're real wide.
Like
And
the
when they
clam
get in there-
diggers.
No.
Yeah, no, not clam diggers.
No.
They're just a real loose bathing suits.
Oh.
When you get in the water, you look, the water all goes up underneath your legs
And
and
you
it's
look
all
like
wide.
you're swimming with a parachute around you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like bathing suit capris, pretty much.
Exactly right,
Yeah,
man.
Down to the
That's
ankle.
a strapper kind of thing.
That
That's
is
a
a
strapper
strapper.
move.
No, you want banana hammocks, boy shorts, tighties.
Exactly.
That way you're safe.
No, John McMullen doesn't skinny dip in the Delaware River. Come on, guys. What's the matter with you?
And Fairweather Marvin says that they got nets in those suits. Yes, but things can swim through the nets. Swing through those holes.
Well, the good thing about this guy, though,
Nothing's coming through my net.
at least the guy didn't purposely put the leeches in.
Right.
Yes.
Like some people purposely put things in their bodies.
Right.
Which leads us. Well, let's go to the birthday boy here. I don't want to do an eel. Is that an eel in your butt, or are you just happy to see me update? That's another story.
We need to say an official to this
Let's
guy
bring
right
the
here.
man in, the guest of the hour, one of our favorite human beings. He got to come to Philly before it became an absolute, unlivable, dangerous place on earth. It's one of the most dangerous places on earth right now, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But let's bring in the man, the myth, the birthday boy and lead him in with this, Robin.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
Olé! AJ, happy birthday, brother.
Tony, I think that bar you were thinking about wasn't Gillies. It was Billy Bob's.
That's right.
Worth.
It was Billy Bob's in Fort Worth. And I've been to all those bars. I've been to what's the other big bar? The big bar that I used to go to when I would go down for the Dallas Cowboy games with WIP. We go in Plano. There was a gigantic sports bar type place.
Oh man, I forget. But I think I bought that Leach a double at Billy Bob's once. Man, my God, he can drink all of us under the table.
Oh yeah, even Harry can't drink a pint of blood right now.
No way,
dude.
No way, man. Hey, good to talk to you, man. I'm actually excited about baseball and hopefully resuming activities.
By the way, Twitter is tearing apart the new Texas Rangers Stadium. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah? No.
Apparently, Harry told me about this earlier.
People are ripping it.
Yeah.
I don't really understand.
They're saying that it looks like a
warehouse
or something like that, which I think is silly because I saw it. And
That's what the very first ballpark that looked like a warehouse or an airport hangar was the Bob in Arizona.
Yeah.
Remember the Bank One ballpark when it opened?
Yeah.
It looked like a big warehouse because the side opened up, and a lot of those stadiums do. So why are they ripping it? Have you seen it down there? I mean, you're in San Antonio, but have you been up to that area?
Oh, I've been up to that area. I saw it when it was under construction, and I've seen the aerial shots. I think it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
This was I'm not surprised that they're trying to put butts in the seats because it's a brand new stadium.
Yeah, it's right there in Arlington.
I mean, there are other.
It's right across the street from the old ballpark.
Yeah, their other stadium isn't that old.
I know.
Well, in the other stadium, they had the the new football league, and they converted the old baseball field to a football field, and so they can't go back and play in the old Globe Life Park or whatever it was called. But I was looking forward to this Texas Rangers season with Corey Kluber. They signed Kyle Gibson from Minnesota. They already had Mike Minor and Lance Lynn, who had strong years, and Corey Kluber and Kyle Gibson coming off of injuries was always a big question mark. But now we're only playing 60 games.
Right. Well, you know what they're mad about? They're talking about other new ballparks. They have water or water views. This just seems out in the middle of nowhere. What difference does it make? You're going in to watch a baseball game.
I know, and it's got Texas Live right next to it. It's basically a two-story entertainment complex. They got concerts in there. They got TVs all over the place. Beer, pizza, wings. What more do you need?
Exactly.
So it's actually really similar to
Xfinity Live and Citizens Bank Park. Yeah.
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 You need a water view? That Jerry Jones will come in and build a water view out there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. But if the Rangers don't pan out this year, I guess by this time of the season I'm usually at rock bottom because they're basically out of the playoffs. But at least this year, I guess I can prorate my disdain since it's only a 60-game season.
Yeah, people are saying it looks like a big Home Depot. They painted the roof
or like a super
orange,
Walmart,
or or a shed.
People they're going to whine about anything. I'm looking forward to it, and if I can get up there, I'll catch a game.
Absolutely.
29 and a half wins. You're going over, AJ, right?
What was that?
29 and a half wins.
Oh, bet the over.
Exactly right. Hey, AJ, happy birthday, man. Have a good one. Hopefully we get to see you this summer or whenever we can go out. Or Malcolm Jenkins says, I don't think I'll be able to see you until I feel comfortable going outside again.
Dr. Fauci will have to give the green light.
Happy birthday, brother. Love you, man.
Thank you.
I guess I'll have to go to Cambodia if I want to be safe. In the meantime, we want to thank everybody today. Mark Gubaza, Rich Lerner, and the great Philly Godfather. A lot of fun today. John McMullen tomorrow. And Eitan Shander, Harry?
That's right.
Tomorrow, Eitan?
Eitan is leading off at 3:20.
Oh, man, I can't wait. Good night, everybody.
All right, folks. It was another day. Can you believe that tomorrow's going to be Friday already? This week is just like speeding by. So, be back here tomorrow. Bring a friend. Seriously, bring a friend.
Exactly right.
We need you to help us. See you tomorrow.
straight edge on it, so it's very easy. Maybe in our world here, there live a happy little mountain.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays. Did you miss any of the show? Subscribe and download the audio available on all your favorite podcast apps such as iTunes, Spreaker, etc. Hope to see you back here live Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM Channel 211 and Twitch.tv.